Good evening. We are back with a mingle, and we've got a special guest tonight. We've got Matty the Southern Gooner. We've got Norski. We're all buzzing. We're all, the dust has not even settled yet, and we're in a final. I think Man City. I think it's safe to say we've got Man City quite comfortably.
Yeah.
Norski, how you doing, my friend?
I'm all good, mate. Buzzing from yesterday. Thanks for coming on for the match reaction. You know what I mean,
No,
and yeah, man, and yeah, just getting up and just knowing that we've gone to a final, man, and it's just incredible, mate. You know, as I say, it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing, mate. You know what I mean?
absolutely amazing.
Big up to
Absolutely
Matty
amazing.
as well. Big up to the world class chat, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got the mingle chatting. You know, you are people. Kawaja, Hendon, Gooner, Promes in. Big up to everyone. Matty, thanks for joining us tonight, my friend. How are you? How are you? Have you come down yet, or you're moving on to the next one already?
Dude, I'm ashamed to say, man, I got 4 hours of sleep last night. I was so excited.
So-
Stayed up all damn night. You know, it's been a while. That's why when I talked to Dan Posh this morning, I told him, I said, brother, I ain't had that feeling like that in almost a decade. Yeah,
Wow.
you know, it's the excitement. You know, you're going to a final and there's another opportunity. You start to dream a little bit. You start to think about what could be. You know, so yeah, I'm over the moon, excited, and as it played out, kind of the way I thought it was going to play out. I was hoping we actually got City because we need to exercise some demons this year. So, and it's not going to be a walk in the park, but you know, it's needed. We've got to a final. There's no easy way around a final. Let's just cut to the chase. So, hoping we can do what we need to get done. And yes, I'm also in the mindset of we still need to get 3 points on Sunday.
Yeah,
Saturday, excuse me. I said last night to Lee, I think the magic number for us is probably 12 to 14 points. And I feel safe. But until I see double digits, you know, I'm kind of on the edge a little bit because it doesn't take but a few matches to turn everything around. So
yeah, I mean, we're getting the league side of things, but Norski, how was you on last night's game? I mean, I was there in the stadium, so I can give you what I felt. But I mean,
it was a strange one, DJB. I mean,
was a strange one, wasn't it?
I mean, I was shouting at the TV. I was doing everything because I'm thinking, you know, why did we go out and attack them, and why did we do that? And you know what? Sometimes you have to sort of, as Matty said, scroll out what did he say? Pan out 1,000 miles.
You got to step back 300,000 feet.
That's it, 300,000 feet. Yeah, and really look at the real big picture here. And it's funny after the game and everything. You know, sometimes you just need a bit of cooling down. So Matty threw a bit of water over me and he said, Norms, listen, that was an Italian job. Yeah, the Italian job was done on Chelsea last night. And I think when you look at it in that, because listen, I'm a supporter and I would have liked Arsenal to go out there, but the onus was on Chelsea. The onus was on Chelsea to come and win that game. And it was essentially, when you really look at it, it was a masterclass from Arteta in terms of defense. Because literally, you look at the stats, you know, Chelsea had 14 shots, only 2 on target. We had 5, 2 on target, of which one was the goal, where the Kai Havertz dagger, you know what I mean? We just waited. They kept pushing up. And then we just hit him on the break. A lovely ball from Deckers. And he went around the keeper, pointed to his back. Rest is history. And you was giving me jokes as well, DJB, because and I know you're going to probably bring it up. The Chelsea fans waited and waited and waited, but you say it better, so I'm not gonna steal your thunder there. But the game in itself is, listen, on the eye, it was not the easiest game to watch. I'd rather watch paint dry, but sometimes you have to just sit back and actually really look at the big picture. And I think where we really did the damage was at Stamford Bridge. We did the damage at Stamford Bridge, where we went and we made it a little bit difficult for ourselves because we let them back into the game. But that's where we did the damage. We did literally the opposite. We flipped it. We went to Stamford Bridge, where I would have thought we would have played a more conservative game, bring it back to Emirates, maybe get people saying maybe if we get a 1-1 draw or 1-0, take it back to Emirates and we can finish off there. But we actually went there, put 3 past them, then a little concentration lap, ends up being 3-2. You're thinking squeaky bum time, comes back to Arsenal, and that's where you're thinking, well, how do we manage this game? Is it stick or is it twist for Arteta. What did he do in this situation? He decided to stick. He did, and the rest is history. 95th minute, Kai Havertz dagger, and players crying their eyes out. You got Liam Rossino, who thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, he's starting to grate on me a little bit because he thinks he's like kind of reached. You know what I mean? You got to calm down. You got sacked from Hull, the Strasbourg. He was talking about, in the 60th minute, we was waiting for the mentality to change. We was waiting to see what the crowd was doing.
He's annoying, isn't he? He's annoying.
Getting a little bit annoying, and he was telling the players to get stuffed up, using colourful language and whatnot. I mean, in the end, it backfired on him. Paul Merson, said he was flabbergasted by the actual tactics from him, because you're waiting 60 minutes to bring on Palmer, Estevao, and whatever, and they didn't make no difference. He had all these good players, and it didn't make no difference. Obviously, Reece James and I can't remember the other player that was out, so they picked up I don't know if it was like sickness or bug or whatever it was. So he didn't have those players. So, but you could see, because from the West Ham game where he decided to play a weaker team, it nearly backfired on him. He brought out the stronger players. They come back from behind, win it 3-2. So you're thinking, is he trying to go with that same tactics? I think he was just hoping that the Arsenal fans will get kind of jittery, and then he was just waiting for the mentality thing to change. It's a penalty. They win it on penalties. Unfortunately, it backfired, and he walks out there with nothing in his hands, and we're into a Wembley final, and I'm really pleased about that.
And there it is. Big up to you, Norms. Yeah. I mean, when I've done your match reaction on my way home, coming out the station, navigating my way through the wonderful underground of the London, freezing cold, wet, but and I could tell you're pleased, brother. I could tell you're really pleased, Matty. There it is. There, it's been sponsored by many sponsors, but at the end of the day, I still class it as the League Cup. I don't class it as a Carabao Cup, Coca-Cola Cup, Rumbelows Cup, whatever whatever you want to, Milk Cup, whatever you want to call it. For me, this is a League Cup. This is a major, and this has to be won. We have to be getting our hands on this trophy here. It's going to be Man City.
Got to, come on.
Have we got? I think the game's going to be very similar to how we played them at the Etihad. Well, what are you saying, or do you think we'll go and attack them? What we saying, Matty? You muted, my friend.
Muted.
We're going to have to go attack, man. There's no way around it. We've got to try to strike first. Once we strike first, then we can do what we need to do. If we want to, then he has the option of playing how he wants to play. You saw tonight that City's got goals in them. When we decide we want to play, we've got goals in us as well. I think it's going to be a chess match, at least for the first half or so. I would expect it to take a little bit of the guys to get some nerves out.
Yeah.
And once they get the nerves out, then the game will open up. And even some of the guys on City side of the pitch as well. Some of those guys, some of the newer signings, this is their first English final, so they'll have to kind of get used to it. So they've got a couple of frailties on defense. We all know they are prone. I mean, it's almost like both teams are prone to the same mistake at time, and so it's just a matter of who's going to blink first. I think, I was thinking about it today. I mean, crazy as this sound, the manager's been to Wembley a few times with the team, as a player and as a coach. So I would expect he'd be able to, calm some of the players' nerves down, because they're going to.
That's a good point, Matty. Interrupting you, because I know it's his first managerial job. I mean, and before I get on to what you thought of the game last night, I wanted to go ahead about the cup final, because it's Arteta's. He knows he's been to Wembley. This ain't new to him, is it?
Nah. He's, I think this is when you would lean on him as what to expect, the ebbs and flows, the environment, things that would normally rattle a young player, somebody that's young that hadn't done it before. I know people go, well, we was there in the Community Shield, but that's different. I mean, that's the curtain raiser to the season. Everybody's excited, you know. We're talking about this is what you go to work for every day. This is a completely different ball game here. This is real big boy football here. We're talking about now. This is you'll either regret it or you'll enjoy it. It's one of those two. And so what I think he'll do is he'll give them what he knows. I think we'll have to pull from Declan. You know, Declan knows what it means to be in a final. You know, you go to guys like Timber, they've won league titles, so you can call on that. They've been in, I think he's been in a Dutch Cup or two.
He's crazy. Kai Havertz,
you know, I told Lee last night after we got out there, I said, you know, let's not forget Kai Havertz, you know, was in the Champions League final. You know, for all the hell, you know, we all the jokes we give him, Kai Havertz has been in the final, so he knows what it's like.
Yeah.
Final. So we're gonna have to pull from all resources, and we're gonna have to lean on that knowledge. And this is uncharted territory for this batch of Arsenal players, especially under Arteta. So I would expect nerves, but I would also expect them to, you know, for our leadership. This is where when you bring in Declan Rice, you bring in Saliba, when you bring in Magalhaes, this is when leadership, you know, is at its best. And I'll just say it again. I kind of been listening to everybody today. I've been moving a little bit, so I hadn't heard anybody say it, but I'll say it if it hadn't been said. Odegaard doesn't need to be playing. He needs to be sitting right there on that sideline watching it. You'll get your winners medal after the game if we win, but you don't need to be playing in that game. But these kind of games, because I think last night, when we look at last night's game, the reason why we were able to just kind of, you know, like I told Norskis, you know, just do the job. It wasn't about really trying to get 5 goals, 8 goals. You know, I came out and said, let's go 5. You know, I was taking the piss, but, you know, it is what it is. I expected we will. I felt like we would win just because of the situation, the way it was. We were heading back home with a, you know, 3. You know, it would really have to score 2 goals, and I think that when you look at it, if we play that way like we did last night, and we can get a goal or 2 on them, I think we'll be fine. Personally,
done. Yeah,
I think it'll be fine. For me, you cannot put Odegaard back out there in these kind of situations. These are the games where because the ball, regardless of how we played last night, and I go back to this past weekend as well, the ball continuously moves when he's not on the pitch. It doesn't stop. Yeah, it doesn't stop. Even if we're passing backwards, it goes backwards, it goes back to the front, it goes right, it goes back to the front. You know, it doesn't stop. When he's on the pitch, the ball stops. I mean, it stops dead, just cold-blooded, you know. And then after that, teams are able to adjust, and then things change. Plus, they know they can press him, and it's a different ball game. Me personally, I don't think he need. I told Noski, I don't know if it was you or somebody I talked to last night. Might have been you. I said I think it's time we move him along in the summer. We need to.
You did mention it. You did.
It's time.
I mean, it's one of the things I want to touch on later on about what players would you move out if we was to be successful this season to retain it next year. But I mean, it's going to be a tough final, and there's a lot of games to play in between. But Matty, I mean, was you happy with the way we played? And I 100% get it with Odegaard. I 100% get it with Odegaard. But has Eze done enough for you to fill that role? Was you happy the way we played yesterday? Because I'll give you my view on it. I thought it was a bit of a dangerous game to play because they had 14 shots. One of them could have gone in, could have come in off the crossbar. We could have given away a penalty. We could have had a man sent off. You was open to the elements at 0-0. I was waiting for the storm to arrive from Chelsea. It never came. What annoyed me last night watching it is when we did get into situations in the final third where we could have put the game to bed, where we could have calmed the nerves down and sent the away fans home packing, which, by the way, I'm glad we never, because whilst they had hope, they had to stay there and witness all of that till the last minute and see Havertz score. If we'd have been 2-0 up, they'd have left the stadium and not witnessed it. So I was pleased with that. But I was a bit disappointed that when we did get in positions, once again, our attacking frailties let us down. We didn't do enough to go and get that goal to settle the nerves. I know we weren't going to go gung-ho. I understand that. But when we did have the opportunities, we looked poor again in that attacking third. And that's what worries me going forward in the league and in the cup final. What was your or was you just happy with the way we just went about the whole business last night?
I think for me, I just kind of was. I wanted to see just manage the game, and the best way I can explain it, gentlemen, is that we play the same way in the league, but at the expense of dropping points. Whereas you're in the semifinal, you've got the lead. You know, if you're gonna give up, the way I look at it, JB, is if you're gonna give up 14 shots, give up 14 easy shots. Just give them something from from distance. You know, give them 8 from distance here. You know, something from over there, a little P shot, P roller. You know, something like that. But don't put yourself in a situation where you're under siege. I don't think that the game plan yesterday at all was to go out and play. You know, I had to catch myself because we were on Instagram. We on YouTube.
Free flowing.
Yeah, free flowing, you know. I didn't to go, go ballistic. And so I really wasn't expecting too much. I was kind of like you there for the first half of the game where it was like, hey, we need to go. You know, I want to suit the nerve.
Want to go.
But I think once we got to halftime and I could see that we were in control. I said, yeah, we'll just see what happens here. And I knew they want to try. I said around the 65th, 70th minute, they're going to try to do
It never really came though, did it, guys?
It was kind of like it was kind of like you saw like a flash of them trying to do something.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we just kind of smothered it. You know, like a little fire getting started, you just do a blanket on it, to make sure it didn't spray. That's what we did. And then that was it. And so this is why I said I think the game last night for me was probably one of his best games managed, because he managed the game, he held the lead, he made the adjustment for Havertz, he brought him on, which I knew that was a shot at Chelsea, by the way. What he was doing, that was a personal shot at Chelsea to do that. And I said, well, as long as we can maintain this, just defending, I was fine with it. Now I'm gonna tell you this: I don't want to see that starting out early in a final. You have to go for it. If there's a case it's 1-1, last minute dagger, something like that, if it's Freddie Youngberg all over again, I'll take it. But what I'm saying is I don't want to see when I say that, I know somebody wonder what I'm talking about. I'm talking about FA Cup. If we go out there and it's drag ass like that yesterday with no purpose, then I'm gonna have a problem and we lose the game 2-0. I'm gonna be really upset.
See, I think it's gonna be very similar.
He's gonna have Normski, JB. He has to go for it. He has to. This is a final. And I'm gonna stress that for the next couple of weeks here, next 3 or 4 weeks here.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna build it up. I'm building it up from now.
He has to go for it. There's no hiding. There's no playing it safe. If you're gonna lose going down. Lose proper. Go at it. Fight it. Go at it. This is another chance. We're getting City again. All 3 of us thought early this year City was there for the taking. Well, if we thought they were for the taking there, then damn well we think they're for the taking now, considering with the run of form that they're in. There's no reason we shouldn't be going down there and not playing football to win. I don't care what he puts out there. My notion is this: whatever team he puts out there in that final, it better be good enough to win it. If you're getting the call for that kind of game, then you better stand and deliver. If you put on that kit on that day in Wembley, you better deliver. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is a final. If the manager has to motivate you for a final, we need to talk about your contract. We need to have a discussion about your aspirations as a player and what do you plan on doing. You know, I always tell people no scale like this. Some people ain't called to preach. Sometimes they just need to be over like an auxiliary minister, Urshabod or something like that. And so if you need motivation to go out to Wembley to win a Carabao Cup, when everybody knows the ups and downs that we've had at this football club, we need to reassess your status at this football club. So I expect whoever he picks, we all have who we would like to get picked, but whatever he picks and whoever he picks, they should be expected to go out there and put in a shift and deliver a trophy. There's no way. And I'm gonna tell you like this: there's just something about I'm watching the behavior of certain players in this team, like Declan Rice, Magalhaes, Timber, Saliba. I'm looking at these guys, and they're not gonna let anybody half-ass it. I can tell you that now. This is just if you get caught slipping in this game here coming up in this Carabao Cup, you might be out the door. The players might tell you need to get out the door. That's why I said if Odegaard play in this game and he blow it, he get in there and he blow it this time, this would be the nail in the coffin for you.
Oh man. Nulski, here's a good point. Big up Binks, big up everyone that's in the chat. Make sure you sub into the Southern Gooner and make sure you sub into Nulski's TV as well. Big up everyone in the chat. All your comments, absolutely wonderful as ever. Binks, big up to you. Met her last night. Lovely to meet you, Binks. Hope he doesn't do a PSG. That was such a letdown. See, this is the problem, Norms, isn't it? This is the problems. We're in a cup final. We'll go through the fixtures before we get to that cup final because there's a lot of games to play before we get to that cup final and anything can happen. But this is what was there on everyone's tongues when we were coming out the ground. We're in a cup final, but we've got to go and win it. Oh, I don't know. Did you see the way he played against PSG in the semi? That was a big opportunity missed. What do you think, bro? Because I'm with Matty, and I agree with what Matty says. He's got to go for it. There is no excuses. He's got to hit. He's got to come out the traps flying. But I just think he's going to be cautious, Norms. What we're saying,
and that's the thing. That's always the little thing, niggling thing, always in the back of the mind, because we know that these players and he himself is capable. Or like I say, you look at the Atletico Madrid game, you look at the Bayern Munich game. If we had a 45 minutes or a 30-minute spell like that where you just blew them away and then you controlled the game, then fair play. Now, that was the semi-finals, and that was obviously when we played in the not sort of semi-finals, when we played in the league part of the Champions League. Now we're in a final now, right? We're now in a final, and it's hard to say what we want and what he does is going to be two different things. Yeah, I envision us, or what I would say to the players is, go out. You're good footballers. You can do the business. You play to your level and play with the handbrake off. You can beat any team beat any team, right? You're capable of doing it. You've done it against Atletico Madrid. You've done it against Bayern Munich. Both good sides. It's Man City. We know Man City. So I don't want us to go into that game where the same approach, because we're not protecting a 1-goal lead. We're gaining completely fresh. Both teams, zero goals, zero goals.
One-off.
It's a one-off. It's a one-off. Go for it. Go for it. Don't do this cautious thing, because what happens is that if for whatever reason they're doing the cautious thing and say, I don't know, Zubimendi makes a mistake and he gets pressed, and then because you're in a situation now, you're playing at Wembley now, you're in a final. A lot of these players haven't played in a final, and the pressure of that could get to them. Man City know what it is to be in a final. So for me, they need to just go out there and spring it on them. Yeah. Crystal Palace, what do they do in the FA Cup? Yeah, it was a bit of a cagey game, but in the end, Crystal Palace came out and won it. And
you
took the words out of my mouth. You took the words around. It might take that Eze moment to do that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, let's not go into that game timid. Let's go and hit them on the front foot. And so they don't even know what's happening. Sometimes you just have. Do you remember? Let's go back to the Hull game. Do you remember when we played Hull in that FA Cup final? And what did Hull do to us?
Came right out.
Right? We're thinking, oh my gosh. But the difference is that was a Wenger team that knew how to play football, and at some point you think hopefully they will get back in the game. Just take one, a goal from somebody to make the difference, and then bang, and then we just took it to the ascendancy. I think with us, because we're playing with the handbrake on, if they score against us and they still continue to play that, then we're trying to chase the game to maybe draw it, then that's when they could possibly hit us on the break, and then that's the game done. I don't want to go into final playing like that. I need us to be going into that game playing on the front foot, take the game to them early. If you can listen, even if you take the game early and you get a corner, and I'm not saying you only play for a corner to then try and score, but be on the front foot. When you're playing on the front foot, the chances are you're going to probably get more corners because you're trying to press their side, and then you maybe get a goal from set piece or an own goal list, and then it's for them now, for Man City to come at us, and then you obviously try and see if you can hit them on the break and sort of try and win the game that way. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to see none of that football that I saw last night. We're in a final now.
No.
Let's embrace it.
Yeah, I got it last night. I just that when the opportunity was there last night, I was a bit disappointed that we didn't make the most of it. What worries me about Man City is that they can score goals, and they can score goals from pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We can't. Let's be honest, people.
Yeah.
We can't. We have struggled in attack all season, really. Let's be honest. It's our defensive unit and our organisation where teams have found it hard to kind of find a way that's got us through. What worries me, and I know we've got to attack them, but if suddenly we go 1 down, 2 down, it's going to be a very, very long day at the office if we are behind, because I'm not seeing enough from Saka consistently. I'm not seeing enough from the left-hand side now with Trossard and Martinelli. I'm not seeing enough from midfield getting into attacking positions. So that's the worry. That's the only worry for me. I think it's one of them, and I know it's an old cliche where we have got to score first. I don't think we can go behind and chase the game, because that's when City can then hurt you. But yeah, listen, it's exciting times, and we're absolutely over the moon. Absolutely over the moon. Big up everyone that's in the chat. The Prome has come in here. Big up the Prome. As always, thank you, my brother. DJB, I'm already looking for replicas for the Carabao Cup. Arteta, you better not bottle this. Absolutely. Me, Matty and Nolski, we are behind it. We want this cup so bad. Me and Matty and Nolski have been crying out for this cup now for 2 seasons. We wanted it last year.
Yeah.
We was disappointed this brother didn't get over the line in this competition last year. We wanted it the year before. This is the cup. This is the springboard for our success. Isn't it, Matty? I mean, what you're saying, I believe if we win this, we could go on to greater things. What do you think, Matty?
100%. 100%. And as you stated, since day one, first show we did with Potts this year, this preseason here, coming into the season. What did I say? I said, first thing we need to be thinking about is the Carabao Cup. And exactly. people in the chat was like, what is he talking about? A Carabao Cup? Yeah, Carabao Cup. And I was like, yeah. Now everybody got that feeling last night. They're like, ooh, this feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
suddenly it's a major, mate. Yeah. Suddenly it's a major that you can celebrate this one. This is all right to celebrate this one.
Yeah, I was telling everybody, it's a minor. I was like, you see, people talking about
major, minor,
all that stuff. I'm like, this is major. This is big boy stuff. Anytime there's a trophy during your domestic or however European campaign through the season, that's a trophy to be won. You never turn down the chance to win silverware.
It's the league.
Never. You never turn down the chance to win silverware if you've been given an opportunity to win it or compete for it, rather. And so that's what I expected. But just go back to what you said. Yes, this is a springboard because the gentleman will have a reference point to say that we've done something. So even going forward, Even with it, let's just move. Even if we'll fast forward past this, go to next year. Then they'll start saying, you know what, we know what to do to get to a final. They'll know. You have to do it in order to know that you can do it. And so these players, they need this. Everybody wants to go jump straight to the title, jump straight to the Champions League. Well, you start the year with the Carabao Cup. That's the first thing you do. Second thing that shows up is the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Domestically, I'm speaking. And then, of course, the Champions League. We all know how everybody knows how that goes. That's the luck of the draw. You have to kind of match up with the right team. You know, it's kind of same thing with the FA Cup. You match up with the right team, you know, then it's a different ball game. But you have to be careful in that competition because you run into the wrong team, and then you'll be on the front page of the newspaper for the wrong reason, and you don't want that. And so, what we've got to do is find a way to win this trophy, because if we win this trophy, I say it right here, I'm almost guaranteeing we'll probably win the league, running away. But if we don't win it, the doubt creeps in. The murmurs start.
And all the question marks.
The question marks pop back up. People look around.
Can he get over the line?
We back to having that discussion again.
Yeah.
I would think he wants that monkey off his back, you know. And so this is why it's critical for all parties involved, because it also, as much as we talk about this going our way, let's take it a step further. Let's say not Chelsea, excuse me. Let's say if City wins, then you know what? They've had a crap year this year, but then they win a piece of silverware. Hey, fellas, we're starting to turn the corner. Now it works the other way.
Yeah.
So this is why it's critical. Because 2 or 3 years ago, for anybody that was watching me and Lee 2 or 3 years ago, will remember me saying when we went to the Etihad, the year we bottled the league, and I said, if we can beat this team here, it'll probably get us over the line. And we drew. And I said, no, that ain't good enough. They're gonna believe that they can get one over. And then what happened? We played them again the next time. That was it. We all know the rest is history. This is why we cannot relive that again. We've got to take City to the sword by hook or crook. I don't care. Quite frankly, I don't care how we play, as long as we get this sword through City, and we can get this trophy. We've got to slay this demon, y'all. Because if we don't slay this demon, because the way this thing is falling, and it's crazy when you sit back and look at it. We could see them again in the Champions League. We've got to play them again in the Etihad. You got them in the final. You can see them along the way in the FA Cup. You have to deal with this.
Yeah.
If you don't deal with this now, psychologically, and when a team has something over you psychologically, it's hard to beat a team like that. It's hard. Look at what Spurs is doing in the City. Every time City pull up the Spurs, what happens? It's a mess every single time. They can't get over it. So we've got to do that. We've got to get over City, because if we don't get over City, we are going to have to deal with this for the rest of the season. And the frustrations that you saw with Declan about 2 weeks ago are going to spill over. You're going to start seeing frustrations with players. You're going to start seeing players question. And then, JB, you talked about this earlier this year. You're going to start seeing players start to fall out with each other, because now. See, it's one thing, you know, when you're trying to get to the dance, but when you're in the dance and somebody blow it, that's when you get really upset. Then, you really get upset with some players. Then you find out what you're working with. You find out what's on your team. This is the game. This final, ladies and gentlemen, this final will make other players look at the players and know who's in the trenches. They're going to know exactly from here forward who I can depend on, who we can depend on to win silverware. And when that happens, that's when you start forming a strong locker room, because now you'll be able to weed everybody out. Yeah, he's not good enough. And if you don't believe me, go read some of these stories that some of these ex-footballers got, these books that these ex-footballers, they'll tell you right there, yeah, we knew this person could do it. No, we already knew. But if this person was there, yeah, we could get it over the line. There's certain players there. There's certain players that they're going to either rise to the occasion, or they're going to shrink before our very eyes. And I'm talking all players are on the table. Could even be Eze. We'll find out. Eze has a habit of showing up and finding out. That's one thing that I'm not worried about. I know he played bad last night, but he has a habit of showing up in these type games and finding a way to get it over the line. So we know Kai's done it. Like I said, I mess with Pee Wee all the time, but I've actually seen him do it. So so that's the reassuring thing that if he was the player, I've seen him do it. Yeah, Declan Rice. We've seen Declan Rice do it.
Yeah,
I've seen certain players
these
do
are
it.
international players, man.
Yeah,
they've been Euros and qualifiers in England and all that.
Yeah,
this is it. Someone said to me yesterday, this Carabao Cup could be the best Christmas present you've ever had or the worst. And I said, what do you mean by that? He said, because it can make or break your season.
Make or break. Yep.
Yeah.
Make or break your season.
It's a fact. This is why JB, I for all season long, I said we've got to win this trophy because I know it's a springboard for us to be competitive and win the league. And then you can start thinking about different things. See, it's one people are, a lot when the season starts, everybody goes, "Oh, we win in the quad." On what premise? Well, I just think we're going to win it. We hadn't actually put ourselves in a situation where we could do it. We know it's there, but have you actually took the steps? It's like, well, I'm gonna learn how to drive. Okay, well, have you gotten the car yet? Because you sitting on the couch talking about you want to drive a car is two different ball games. Have you actually got in the car? Have you actually got in a semi truck, a lorry? Have you actually got into it and said that you're gonna actually learn how to drive it? Because if you hadn't, then you're just talking. Well, we're in the Carabao Cup final. Okay, well, that's one. Okay, we're in for the league. That's possible too. Okay, well, let's win one. Let's get two sorted out,
and let's see where we're at.
We can start seeing where we at, and then if we've got those two, got that situation in order, then we can start looking around to see if there's anything else to do. This is why I tell people to hold your horses. Let's just go one step at a time.
Facts. But before we get on the Sunderland game, because we're still on the Carabao Cup, and rightly so, we're in a final. But big up to everyone that's in there. There is a couple of there's a comment I've starred, Aussie Ange, and I'll bring it up. I will bring it up later in the show, brother. No problem at all. Big up to everyone that's in. Spence, Liverpool. Maybe if you are Ty from AFTV, he thinks you guys will win the quad. I'm sure. That's another story. I just want one at the moment before I even start thinking of another.
Exactly.
But let's have a look at the fixture list, Norms, before we even play that Carabao Cup final, right? Because there's still a lot of games. You're talking injuries. How does he address these games going into the Carabao Cup? So at the moment, it's early days. March the 22nd is the Cup final. We're into February, so no panic yet. Away to Brentford. That's a tough one. Hats off to Brentford. What he's doing there is absolutely brilliant. These are all the games before the Cup final. Brentford, Wigan FA Cup. That should be a select 11. That ain't going to put no pressure on us. No disrespects to Wigan, right? So that's another week we've got out the way. Away to Wolves. Spurs game now.
North London derby.
We're 4 weeks away. North London derby. We're getting closer to the final now, people. We're Spurs away now. Then it's Chelsea at home. Yeah, they're going to want some sort of revenge. They're not going to play the same way as they did. This manager's going to be into his job now. Yeah, his style of play, right? This is now we're at the start of March now. This is Cup final month now. March. Away to Brighton. Tough game. We got them on the 4th. And then on the 15th,
Everton.
On the 15th, it's Everton. On the 15th, we got Everton. And then the following week, we have the Cup final. So we've got Spurs to deal with. We've got Chelsea away to Brighton, Everton at home, and then the following week will be the Cup final. So what we're saying, Norms, how are we, because we can't afford to drop points there, because if it does all go south in the Cup final, the games
I mean, look, I think the thing is, going all these fixtures that we look at, 14 games to go, but just the ones before we hit the Carabao Cup final. One, we have to be going into that Carabao Cup which will work both ways. In form, yeah. So we got to have good form going into that, because there's nothing worse than, you know, going into it and you end up sort of drawing a couple of games, and you know what I mean, and then the pressure. It's how we're going to deal with that pressure going into these games, because we're fighting on all fronts for a start. And it's a bit like Liverpool. Remember Liverpool one time were looking to have done the quad, and they ended up with one trophy, which was the Premier League. So I don't want to be in that situation. I know there's talk about us possibly winning a double, which is probably likely. But those games, he's got to trust the players. He's got to trust his players. He's got to make sure. He's got to make sure that he's rotating. He's got to make sure that he's rotating, and he's got to use those players that he wouldn't normally use. Because the thing about it, you still got to be thinking about injuries. You know what I mean? Because it seems like we play this relay game where one gets injured and one comes in, the next one gets injured, and that. So he's going to have to make sure that he's rotating aside and using the players. We could have done with an Ethan Manweri, but unfortunately he's away. We don't know how long Saka's going to be out for. Just 2 seconds. My missus is ready.
That's all right, man. That's all right. But these are the City fixtures going into the final, Matty.
We got some doozies, man. We got some doozies there.
Yeah. See, the City fixtures going in, they've got Leeds, they got Forest, they got West Ham. Obviously, the Palace game won't be there because that'll be the cup final. That'll be rescheduled. So before they play us in the cup final, they've got Leeds. They have Salford in the FA Cup. That's not going to put any pressure on them. We've got Chelsea, Spurs away at Brighton.
Yeah,
they've got some nice little fixtures there going into the final, haven't they? Do you know what I mean, Matty?
You know, they got an opportunity there to build up ahead of steam. You know, Palace. I mean, that will look winnable. West Ham, they're in a mess. Forest, you know, that's a tricky one. I mean, you look at that and it's kind of like it's momentum. I think where's the momentum going to be at that time? If we're doing what we're supposed to do, we'll be riding on a high. That's the $1 million question. What kind of form are we going to be in going into that? And I'm hoping that we can build off of yesterday's performance and use that as a springboard, because we really need to get a nice run of games together. Going into that, we need a nice run of games. We need confidence to be at an all-time high. We don't need to be just dragging it over, you know, just barely dragging it over the line, you know, last-minute winners for the 3 games in a row, stuff like that.
Blowing teams away, mate.
Thank you, JB. This is what I'm saying now. It's time to start taking folks to the sword. It's time to stop playing with people now. We're at that point of the season. We're at what I start considering, me personally, is the business end of the season. Once I start seeing February, March, April, that's the serious time of football for me. All the playtime is over. All the goofing off and stuff. It's time to, if you're about winning something, now it's the time to start doing it. This is when I really pay attention to what's going on here, because we're in a delicate situation where we're in a lot of these competitions. And as I stated to the guys last night, the quicker we can get this league sorted out, the quicker you can start taking the pressure off yourself. The last thing you want to do is to find ourselves back in another situation, 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. That's the last thing you want to do. And then now he's got to figure out if he wants to play this certain squad to try to maintain our league status. Does he want to pick and pull players? You know, how we go injuries, you know, players' forms come into question. You know, if Jokers, if he's struggling, if Havertz is struggling, you know, Marino is out for probably the rest of the year now. You know, you look at Saka, you know, he can't hit the side of a ball and he's injured. Then you start looking at Matt Wakey, you know, no end product, good going for it, no end product. Then you say, well, Zubamendi, he goes forward, but can't go backwards. You know, you start looking at all these kind of problems popping up here. There's no transfer window coming to save you. The Ox is not. Hey, the Ox ain't coming to save you. So I'm just saying, you know, that ain't happening.
No Oxlade champion. He can't even make the mingle.
Hey, there's no Ox in the box.
Oh, man.
And so you know, you have to start looking at all of these scenarios like when you show that those fixtures there, it's all about running form.
It's all about momentum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody in the chat just stated we hadn't had 4 or 5 solid runs. I mean, I'll even go a step further than what their brother put in the chat. We hadn't had a solid, complete 90 minutes of total football in the league all year.
No.
All year.
How many times have I said that, Matty? Aaron's been saying it. I've been saying it. We go to the games and I'll come out the Emirates and I've gone, Norms, I've been saying we haven't put a 90-minute performance in for a long, long time. We've had moments. We've had 5 minutes here, 10-minute spell, 20-minute spells where we kill people. But we haven't had a 90 minutes performance. We're now got to be in a position, if we want to win this league and we want it more or less, I would like to be in a position where we've got it more or less wrapped up before we reach this final.
Bingo.
That is what I want.
Yeah.
That is what I want. Norms, I picked those fixtures for a reason. Because City have got a nice little run of fixtures before that cup final. I'm fed up with all this messing around now, relying on corners. Let's go and put the teams to bed. Let's get the run of. We need 5 wins now, straight wins.
Wins. No drop points. 0. No drop points. And this is the standard. Because we have got to line it up. And it's this brother that just speaking about the number of points. It's not a lot. It feels like it because we're in the league, but optimum just off of his historical, I've looked and I've seen. Well, I think it was 12 points. I think just about every team that I can think of, I had to pull it back up in front of me. Just had 12 points. You've been in decent shape, but you start talking 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. No. A lot can swing on that. And I've been saying, I think I told you, Norsky, I even told you, JB, a couple weeks ago. The first team that, if there's a team, let's say City drops 2 games and we get 6 points, that swings the title. If we drop 2 points, we drop 2 games, they win 2 games, then it's a swing.
Yeah.
So this is why I said we can't drop any points.
No,
we've got to get maximum points. We had our chance to drop points. So Liverpool, Man City, Sunderland, Villa. Those are opportunities that we should have gaining points. We've got to go and find 5 straight victories. City, I almost feel like City's going to drop points somewhere, but we have to be in a proper situation where we can double pad the points.
Yeah. Well, it starts this Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
It starts this Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunderland at home. Sunderland at home. Now, listen. We get this euphoria, and then we're glad that we got through to the final and all of that, right? And sometimes you can always sort of kind of come down with whatever. But Arteta's got to get these players to say, guys, listen, we're in the final, but listen, put that to bed. In 40 odd days' time, we're going to be playing that, or whenever it is, we're going to be playing that. Let's now get back, focus on the game. Yeah, the captains, the real captains, the likes of Deckers, the likes of Gabriel Mangli, Saliba, Timber, yeah, to get these guys by the scruff of the neck and say, guys, listen, Sunderland, right? No mucking about now, right? The same way, listen, the same way we dealt with Bayern Munich, the same way Atletico Madrid are known for a team that, can frustrate you. But we put them to bed. Now, yes, we've not had a 90-minute thing, and I don't think we'll ever see a 90-minute thing. But what I would want is that in that first 30-odd minutes, mate, blitz the team. Blitz them. Don't wait sort of like the second, or you come out the second half to do it. Do it in the first half. So Sunderland is the first game. Yeah? Brentford is not going to be easy. But I think we can get a result there. Yes, Thiago, he's banging the goals and that. And Keith Andrews, big up to him. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job there. Yeah? But these are no disrespect to them. Yes, Wolves are fighting for their lives, but they're gone. Yeah, I can't see them. Yeah? We've got to go and beat Wolves. We have to beat Wolves away. And then Tottenham, North London derby, that can go anywhere. Yeah? And they are going to raise their game for us, but you've got to remember, they've only won 2 games at home. Right? They've only won 2 games at home. And then we got another London derby back-to-back, which is the Chelsea one. And as you rightly said, DJB, if we win 1, 2. Hold on. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
15 points, bro. Yeah, going into that. That's up to the 1st of March. That's 15 points,
Yeah.
and I think Man City will drop points. You know, I mean, you look. They brought out a stat of how many goals they let in the second half of games. So they're vulnerable. Now, we are going to set the marker on Saturday, right? And if I was the manager, I'll be saying, guys, put these guys to the sword in terms of, because goal difference is going to be another thing as well. Yeah?
Get it done. Get it done comprehensively. Yeah? 3-4-0. Yeah? The pundits are going to be saying it, because, listen, when everybody's going to say, Arsenal, now, over to you, City. Over to you. Where one time it was Aston Villa that was in the thingy. They lost to a 10-man Brentford. They lost at home to a 10-man Brentford. Right? So at the moment, they could, well, because it's only 7 points. Remember, it's only 7 points. So they can still be back in the mix. They can still put a run together. But Man City are going to Liverpool. If you go and put Sunderland to bed, they're looking over the fence. As Jose Mourinho used to say to Wenger, the voyeur. Yeah? Were you looking you're a voyeur. Yeah? They're looking over going, whoa. Yeah, that's what we want them thinking. Because I said in my thingy today, I said, is City feeling a little bit of pressure? You got Rodri moaning about the you know. Yeah, they're coming out with all sorts of that. You know, a team's under pressure when they start coming out.
They're under pressure.
We've heard it from Arteta, haven't we?
They're under pressure. So listen,
yeah,
I just need Arsenal to do the business on Saturday. Right? No mucking about. Please, no doing what you did. I don't want to see that, because it can backfire. And listen, Sunderland, they've got good players. They beat, but it's only Burnley, but they've got some players.
Big up Luxors. Xhaka's missing, apparently.
All right, Granit Xhaka's missing. Right, fair play. Yeah, but they've got players that can eat you in the transition. They've got some quick players up front that have and I can't remember the other players. Robbie. Yeah. So we got to be on it.
Yeah. They're an outfit.
Yeah. I mean, so let's put them to bed. I'm not saying take them for granted. I'm not saying that.
No.
We are the Arsenal.
Beating Sunderland at home.
Yeah,
we should be beating
Sunderland.
You don't win the league if you don't beat Sunderland at home. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But listen, our next 3 games. I mean, we're saying that we need to put 5 runs together. League games, not the Wigan games.
League games, yeah.
Right? You can't tell me that we should not be dropping points in our next 3 games. Sunderland, Brentford away, no disrespects, and a brilliant season. But we should be overcoming Brentford. And we should be overcoming Wolves. We should be overcoming Wolves. There is no excuses in our next 3 games, Matty, to drop points, is there?
No, it's time for Arsenal to put on their big boy pants. we need to be sealing this thing up. You would have thought that we've been here before, that we've learned this. We've seen the results of not taking care of business.
Yeah.
We've seen this. We lived it. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that. Who wants to go through that again?
No.
Because it's not guaranteed we'll find ourselves in this situation again in the next couple of years, especially with you know there's going to be improvements next year. We know that.
Pain.
Yeah, you know. So we have to seize the moment. We have to seize the moment. I'm telling you, whoever watches this, and if Arsenal's watching this, they got somebody on social media. Tell them what I said. I said we have to seize the moment. Because if we do not seize the moment, we're going to be sitting here for the next couple of years, man, drinking our sorrows away. You know, it ain't a drinking man.
No, we can't do it. We can't do it.
If we don't take advantage of this, 7 points, add 3, just keep adding 3, and at some point they'll drop. And once they drop, that's it. Because I think if City drops points and we keep gaining, heads will drop.
Yeah. I have said from this point, we should not be losing the league from the point we're in now. Points ahead. We're ahead. We've got the favourable fixture list. No manager at a club with this amount of squad depth and everything else you want to call it, The money's been spent on it. We should not be losing the league from now.
Not at all.
For me, this would be a disaster if we lose this league. And he can win the Carabao Cup. He can win the FA Cup. He can get to all the way in the Champions League, even if he loses it. There'd be no norms. There'd be none of this kind of. Okay, let's give you another way. We get to the Champions League final. We lose on penalties. We win the Carabao Cup. We win the FA Cup. But we lose the Premiership and we've lost the Champions League on penalties. No excuses for me. I'm sorry, that's not. It shouldn't even get to penalties. But listen, this word context. Does he keep his job if he loses this? If a disaster strikes and we lose the Premier League, but we win the Carabao Cup, we win the FA Cup, and we get to the Champions League final and lose, does he keep his job?
For me, no, because for me, it's got to be the Premier League.
Yeah,
it's got to be the Premier League now.
Facts.
We've waited far too long. With the sort of money that we've spent. It's got to be that. Look, people are going to say context. They're going to use this word context. The top gooners will use the word context because they're going to look and say, well, look, we've done a cup double, albeit domestic double. We've got to a Champions League final. They're going to talk about the fact that we was top of the league and all of that, top of the Champions League and all of that. And you need to probably just give him a little bit more money just to get us over the line. We've heard this year in, year out. For me, you've had the time, done the 6 years, you finished second 3 times in a row. Can't be doing that. We can't get this far to blow it at this point now because we've had so many chances. Yeah, we've had so many chances to get this over the line. We've had so many chances to widen the gap to 12 to 13 points. Right? And we didn't do it. So no excuses. If he wins us a domestic double and he doesn't win us the Premier League, he has to go.
Yeah. I'm in the same camp. Matty, I mean, Aussie Ange, this was starred. Arteta loses the Carabao Cup on pens, gets KO'd in the FA Cup and in the Champions League in the next round, but wins Premier League on the final day. Would you keep him another 2 years? If he wins this Premier League, does all of that, how long do you keep him for, mate?
He wins Premier League, he can stay.
Stay.
Yeah, he has to win the Premier League.
Yeah.
So I mean, the opposite would be because I've told him if he doesn't win, he has to go. So if he does win it, then you give him 2 years.
Yeah, but you
but 2 years.
hey, we all
change up your football, man. Change up your tactics.
We all have worked in the corporate world at some stage. You know how it is when you barely skate by, and then the human resources man come talk to you.
Yeah,
and he come over and he say, "I need you to. I just want you to know that we in agreement now. We see that you've done the job." But we're going to be monitoring your behavior. Can we get you to sign right here to acknowledge that? To let you know.
He's got to sign a warrant to say that.
Yeah. We just want to acknowledge that. Yeah. We want to see some improvement. You know, that's how you treat that situation.
Yeah. I mean, listen. That is the thing for me. If you go in and win the Premier League, we cannot go into another year where we're defending the Premier League playing like this. It's not sustainable.
Noski, let me say why I said 2 years. This is a couple of reasons why, because I know for a fact
they're going to give him 2 years.
well, not only that, but just think about it. After this season, we've got to retool the team.
Yeah,
I was going to get on
freshened up.
This is something that's really close to my heart.
Yeah, the team needs to be freshened up.
But is he going to do it? That's the question. I know.
Chat, what have I been saying? And I've had pelters.
Hey, fellas, if you want to get the sack real quick, go look over at Slot. Yeah. The problem that you got with Liverpool is they was in a situation where they got aged out really quick.
Look at Man United.
Man United, same situation. Look at City. Look what happened when City decided they waited too long to start getting rid of people.
Yeah.
And now you
They
see what the
suffered for it.
situation
They
they in.
suffered for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So in order to sustain success, you have to build on it. So you have to always have yourself in a situation where you can, like, I'll use Bayern Munich for example. Bayern Munich has had quite a bit of pieces subtracted, but they're still able to be sitting there every year. Well, everybody's looking at them, they're there, or they're winning. They're winning, and people wonder, well, how does this happen? Because they're preparing for the future now. They're not waiting to the future to start preparing for the future. And this is what I think some of our fan bases, they're so attached to some of these players that oh man, we want it with them. They got to stay here. They're not going to be here for the rest of their careers. And most of these guys are 24, 5, and 26, and even some.
They're going stale now, Matty.
Yeah.
This is what I've been saying.
Magalhaes is how old? 28.
Yeah.
We need to start having a discussion here. He's 28.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep him until he's 30, 31, get nothing for him.
Martinelli's not 90 minutes. 90. Matty, I've been deluded. I've been saying this, and I was probably, and everyone, I said it last night when I went live. We need whatever we win, regardless what we win, this guy is staying, right? If we win the Carabao Cup, he's getting 2 years. If we win the Cup double, he's getting 3 years. He's on a 3-year contract already. He's going to get another 3 years, right? Painfully, I've got to say it, but he's going to do it, right? And I'm with Matty. If we've given you the keys to the door for another 3 years, then you've got to, you know what I mean? You've got to change some of the way you address things. However, one thing's for sure, this squad cannot compete on all fronts next season 100%. With the players we've got. Martinelli doesn't give you 90 minutes. Trossard has come down with the decorations, with the Christmas decorations. Right? Gyökeres is still finding his way. The manager can't play the system to get Gyökeres scoring goals. Havertz, injury prone. Didn't really want him at the club in the very first place. Not really the man to take you forward. Jesus is not the man to take you forward, Nolski.
No.
Matty, me and you've been saying, you're talking 6 or 7 players to move on. What we saying, Norms? Or do you keep them? Do you keep them as squad players? Who would you keep and who would you sell?
Okay, let's just jump
to sustain.
Big up to unknown.
Further.
Big up to unknown figs 135. He's put it in the chat. There you go. Jesus, Odegaard, White, Havertz. Unfortunately, with White, because of the injury, you know what I mean? If he didn't have the injuries, but he's too injury prone, you know what I mean? You need a player that's going to be available. Do you know what I mean? Being available is the best, having the best ability to be available. You know what I'm trying to say? So unfortunately, White, you'll have to go. Havertz, again, major injuries. He's not going to stay fit. Martinelli just ain't good enough. Trossard, look, we didn't want him. Martinelli and Trossard, we didn't want. We was going to get rid of them in the summer gone, but we ended up keeping them. So those are the 5, 6 players.
Trossard in the summer, to be honest.
Yeah, because you know what I mean. Yeah, we wouldn't be probably where we are now, but you know what I mean. He does come up with those moments, but like by the time, what is he? 30? Was he 30? 31?
Trossard's about 31.
Yeah, This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's about 31. And then Jesus is going to be 30.
Yeah.
You got White that's close to 30, if I'm mistaken. I think.
Yeah.
They're all getting into that 30 bracket now.
Yeah, and if we win the league, you have to freshen up. I mean, Fergie done it all the time. He done it all the time. He didn't sit on his laurels. And the thing is, that's the thing with Arteta. He's going to stay loyal to these players. Yeah, we always said that he will either die in the hill of Havertz. Now we're putting Odegaard into that as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah.
I've got the ages right here. Let me slide this.
Yeah,
over.
go on.
Pull that back up, JB, if you can. Can you pull that back up right quick? Sorry.
Share it, and I'll put it on.
Okay.
I said this. Look, it will be brilliant if this team wins major silverware this year. However, we do need to freshen up, and you can't get attached to these players as much as they want to. You can't do it. Look at this. Look, There's the ages.
You know, that's gonna become an issue at some point because Kepler. I didn't realize Kepler was 31.
Can
I
you
actually
blow that
thought
up
Kepler
a
was
bit
like
bigger,
28.
Matty?
Yeah. I thought Kepler was actually a little bit younger. Doesn't look his age.
Spread up.
Wow.
It's 31. Well,
Wow.
he's the senior. One of the senior. He's the senior player on the team. Well, one of them.
Yeah. No, mate, we're proper aged, mate. Look at that. I'm just looking at it.
We're
Yeah, look
pensions.
at Magalhaes 28. A lot of people don't even realize he's 28.
He's 28, Megalice, yeah?
Yeah, 28. Ben White's 28. Sleeve was 24. He's getting up there. I mean, he's not getting up there, but he's been been around a while, you know.
Havertz, Harold's Timber, 24?
Yeah, he'll be here for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you got
look at this right here. Look at this right there. Look
What
at
about,
that.
what about Captain Pugwash? What about Captain Pugwash, Odegaard? Where old is he?
I call him Captain Hook.
27. He's
Captain
27.
Yeah, and he ain't gonna change. And he ain't gonna change.
Yeah, not getting any better. What you see,
Ben White's linked to Everton. He will be in the summer, my friend.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Eberechi, 27.
27.
Yeah.
Norgard, 31. Moreno, 28. Is that 28 or 29?
29.
Yeah.
29.
Zubimendi, 27.
Rice.
Declan Rice.
27.
Whoa. Yeah.
Look at Saka's 24. He's gonna be 25.
Yeah, I think he's 25 this year, isn't he?
Yeah.
And on top of that, they've all had major injuries.
Yeah.
Yep.
These players that are in there going into their 30s, they've not been like injury free like Touchwood Declan Rice has. They've had
the only one
injuries.
is Eze. I think Eze is probably the only one in the squad.
See, and this is what I've been saying. It's all right winning trophies and it's all right winning the Premier League, and I get that, and it's brilliant. But you can't stop there. You can't just go, oh, that's it. You know, you can't be at that like long journey and just get to the end of it and go, oh, thank God for that, we're here. Yeah.
No.
You've got to go, right, what's the next step? Who are the players we can move on? And looking at their ages, the main players to move on has got to be Trossard, Martinelli,
Jesus,
Havertz, Jesus.
Yep. Those four got
those four. Cash in with Odegaard, it's got to happen.
They got big wages as well attached to them, so they're
yeah.
And see, this goes back to the conversation we had last year. Is that the wages of sin?
Is death.
Yeah, we told you about these sin. We told you about these wages.
The Patma settings, man.
Yeah,
preach it, Matty.
Yeah,
money. You got to have a sing on the mingle. Must be funny. It's a rich man's world.
Yeah, we told them. We told them.
Yeah.
And see, now this is the problem that you're gonna have. So now you go. You know what's gonna have to happen, Norms and JB. You know what's gonna have to happen. Burton's gonna have to be ruthless.
Yeah. This is where Burton now.
This is where he's going to come into.
Good getting players in, signing new deals and all of that. But this is now where he's got to go. And that's the hardest thing. When a team, a squad of players have won silverware and you've got to show them the door, that's the hardest player to get
Wenger
rid of.
did it. Wenger did it.
Yeah.
Wenger did it. He showed the door. He showed some players the door. Legends had to see the door.
Yep.
Not just run of the mill players. We talking legends. We talking certified legends with statues. Hey, you have to go. I love you, but we have to love you from a distance.
Yeah. And this is where fans turn on the manager, because I remember doing it with Wenger.
Oh yeah, we all got upset. Remember when those players hit 28? 29?
Oh man, when players went out the door that won us trophies, I'm going,
what are you doing?
What's he doing? What's he doing? And this is when the big test will come with these, because if this squad wins premierships and Carabao Cups and everything else, and then suddenly at the end of the season, these players are going out the door, fans are going to go, what's he doing selling these? Why are we selling these players? Why are we selling these? Because they don't get it. They don't get it that you got to freshen up.
Yeah, because when you think about it, gentlemen, when you think about it, our fans will see, they'll say, okay, we won the league this year. That's if we win, of course. And and they'll say, "Well, yeah, we can move on. We can aspire to win it again next year." They don't realize that we spent 5 years trying to get to this year. So the glory years were those years that we should have been winning a while back. Now we'll be thankful that we won it, but at the same time, this is a result of when you waste years, because you only have about 5 years in football to really get it, to put a squad together. And that's what City did a couple years ago is they maximized the time they had with the De Bruynes of the world and everybody else, and the Silvers and everybody, and they maximized the time they had. We've minimized the time, and now we're finally getting there now. But look how long it's taken, the detriment of now that these players are starting to get older. This is football. This is the cruel world of football that people refuse to see, gentlemen. They don't want to see that you've got to drop the hammer.
No, and big up Lux made a big point. DJB, they will protect the tetanus and blame Berta for the walkouts and the yeah, they probably will. They'll probably swing it that way. Well, I would get you. Major rebuild after this season. Arteta getting rid of the youth instead of breaking them in. Wanyeri, that's going to be a. That game was Wanyeri. All like that game was set up for Wanyeri yesterday. He would have done well in that game yesterday. Definitely. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? It's going to be interesting what players move, what players stay.
Yeah, that right there. They'll start. You'll hear that narrative too. You'll start hearing that after a while. Berta's pushed him out. Berta's pushed him out.
Yeah, you'll get all that. All the narratives have been. But big up everyone that's in the chat. We've had an average about over 70, which is good. We've kept it going. Make sure that you sub to Normski. Make sure you sub to Southern Gooner. And make sure you slap a like on this channel. That will really, really help. Darren Sullivan, Odegaard out. Let's address the elephant in the room. Come on. There's two in the room. We've got to speak about.
Ketchy is not in the room.
We've got to speak. Oh man. We've got to speak about the Gorkarez. We've got to speak about the Glock. Havertz is on the horizon. Let's just cut to the chase. Havertz has scored yesterday. He's an absolute hero now. The stadium erupted. It went absolutely berserk. Chelsea was throwing all sorts at us last night when the stadium erupted. I believe he's going to come in within the next 2 or 3 games. I think Gorkarez has got 2 or 3 games to really turn the screw. Otherwise, Havertz is going to be our first choice up front. I don't want to see it, and I keep saying it. I don't want to see it. I'm sticking by. People are saying to me, you don't rate Gorkarez. I've not seen enough, but I don't want to revert back to what we had in the past. I want to stick by the man. I believe in him. There's certain things that he needs to do to improve. I get that. But I believe there's a goal scorer there. Normski, what's your opinion on Gorkarez? Or are you thinking to yourself, well, hang on a minute. Perhaps we may need to go back to Havertz to get things done. What's your opinion on it, my friend? Because this Gorkarez thing is a bit like Arteta in, Arteta out. It has got a divide. Yeah. Kenny can't see Gorkarez at all. He just doesn't rate him. And I'm not arguing with Kenny.
I mean, the whole crazy thing about all of this, why we went and got Gorkarez is because Havertz couldn't hit a barn door.
Exactly.
Right? That is the whole point of it. And now we've gone full circle right back to Havertz. And really, the real nuts and bolts of all of this is because of the system. It doesn't suit Gorkarez. And if you want to throw what's the name in there as well, Eze, because there's a level of frustration at him as well. And again, it's maybe the system and the style of play. But getting back to Gorkarez, what we saw when he scored that goal, Martinelli set him up. That's where you need to be putting that ball. Play to his strengths. I know, I get it. Gorkarez needs to had more to his game. And
Just
stuff like that.
interrupting you there, Noms, right? Sorry, man. No one else plays that ball other than Rice. Odegaard checks and cuts back. Trossard checks and Rice is the only one that plays that ball last night.
Yep, 100%, 100%, and that is a true fact. They would, and I'm so glad for Rice. Listen, Rice, I call him the Terminator because this guy could, he's a machine. He's an absolute machine. Unfortunately, the parts might go a little bit rusty, and we want to look after this guy. But this is what we need. We need our wingers to be playing balls, in that area for him, or number 10. Now, we saw when Kai Havertz was in that situation, and he naturally, ball came from back to front from Eze to Kai Havertz, and it was when we played that team that's bottom of the league. But the principle of what I'm saying is basically we play vertical, get the ball forward quickly. If you move the ball quickly and you get it to Gokkers, that's where he thrives. Just play to his strengths. And I absolutely get it. He has to improve in other areas. Gokkers' game is not coming deep and picking up the ball. Yeah. Look, in that game, I think I think in that game yesterday, I think in the first half, 4 touches. 4 touches. Now people go, I was having a big argument with my mate. Like, he needs to come deep. He needs to do this.
This is what I'm saying. It's all friendly, but it's even dividing like our community. I mean, I know Liam,
and that's good because we're not an echo chamber. We're not an echo chamber because, as you said, we might not be able to persuade Kenny Ken, because he just doesn't feel he's a good footballer and that. But I'm just saying, what we can do is play to his strengths. Kai Havertz will come and drop deep. That's what he does. He likes to naturally link up play and do that. Jesus, everybody wanted Jesus and Havertz gone. Because we thought,
this is what I can't understand. I'm with you on that, Norm.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think the expectation is that you've seen what he's done in the Portuguese league, and you're thinking, we'll replicate that. But one thing you've always stuck to your guns, DJB, and Matt and anybody else that said as soon as big up Shane as well, as soon as he comes into this league and plays in the Arteta system, his goal tallies will drop. He'd be lucky if he gets between 10 and so. Like so currently, from he's currently at 6 goals. He's our top goal scorer. I think in all competitions, and if you add the GA in there, I think he's got like a GA of 12 or something.
The trouble is, Norm, right? Look. He's got 6. Is he 6 Premier League goals?
6 Premier League goals,
right. He's got 6 Premier League goals, right? If I was to, let me spin it on its head.
Yeah,
right. And I'm playing devil's advocate with Gorkarez, right? Because I'm on
like the fence.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm behind him.
Yeah.
I think he's a good goal scorer. Yeah, and I think he will. I can't believe I'm not buying that, and I'm putting Eze in with this as well. I'm not buying that you cannot score 100 odd goals in 97 matches and come to a football club and by January look this bad. There has to be a reason for that. So I don't believe the player is that bad in this short amount of time. However, if I was to say to you at the start of the season, we're going to sign a goal scorer for 70 million, and by February, he's hit 6 Premier League goals. What are you saying?
Well, in hindsight, that's right, exactly. If the scenario is in hindsight, you're going to say, are you mad? But the problem is that's what football is about, isn't it? You when people go out and buy a player, you take a punt on a player. You go buy whatever. Sometimes you got some players that will come to the Premier League and hit the ground running and you say, fair play. Yeah. And there's other times where the hype of the player and all that, and they come and you don't see it, you don't see anything. I think the desperation was that if Sesko was playing in that system, the question is he's 1 goal behind Glock on 5 goals. Would he thrive in our system? Probably, because of the way he plays, and Arteta wanted him. I think if you put Gokkers, say, in an Aston Villa side, I've sort of said, in an Aston Villa side, in a Chelsea side,
How many goals do you reckon he would have got by now if you'd have put him in that
I reckon
team?
if say he was in the Aston Villa side, I reckon he would have scored about 15 goals by now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
No, listen, I'm not denying that. As I said, I don't think he's that bad. He's a goal scorer.
Yeah. I think the system would probably hamper it more. I think what it is he's come with a reputation in terms of his goal scoring ability. And I think we're looking at that. And this is where we get the conflict of interest in terms of, well, look, he's scored X amount of goals. He's come to thinking, and he ain't really done nothing.
No, exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say?
I think it's nice.
I mean, the price tag. The price tag. I'm not even looking at the price tag. But what I'm saying, DJB, I'm not even looking at the price tag.
No,
I'm not even actually looking at the price tag here. I'm looking more at the fact that he's come with a reputation, and he's pretty much flumped. Yeah, but I'm putting it down more, and I think we've kind of sort of said this, that it's probably 70% of the system and 30% Glock. Yeah, because you can't have Eze, who looks amazing for Crystal Palace
for the last 3 seasons, Matt. He walks into most teams for the last 3 seasons. So the question and now he's looking like he's looking Eze.
Right. So what? So the question you have to say, you can't have 2 good players that come from different. One from the same league, and you know what I mean? So I think there's an element of, yes, and I always say, every time you come on, Eze, try and make it your spot. Try and win that spot over. But it just seems he doesn't do it. I don't know what it is. Because when you watch him, he looks quite. You've seen him live in the flesh, and he just kind of languishes around the pitch. He just sort of goes at his own pace and stuff like that. Now, yesterday when he was playing, he was probably told by the manager, "I will need you to play this way," and so he's restricted it. Even Arteta's come out and said he is a moments player. He's a player that gets you off your seat and stuff like that. And he's done that in maybe 1 or 2 games, but we need to see more from him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So that's why we knew straight away, as soon as Odegaard gets fit, he's back in the side. Soon as Kai Havertz gets fit, he's back in the side. And we knew. So it's 100%. Literally, we've just gone back to square one.
Yeah.
We've just gone back to square one. So
which ain't a problem if he wins silverware. If it all goes
even last season, but
that's when the problem starts.
But the thing is, DJ, I'll finish on this. Last season, right? None of our attacking players were in double figures, and that's happened for the first time in how long?
Exactly.
We're even worse this season. We're even worse this season. So you know what I mean. So
no coincidence.
It's as I always say, 2 people have to come together and tango and dance to make it happen. Yeah, absolutely. And just hopefully it will happen. And that the last 14 games, he will find a way in terms of getting the players to make sure that
I've never known a striker at Arsenal. I know. It's to attract so many different opinions. It's brilliant. I like it because it's a good football debate. Yeah. But big up E20 Zone.
Big up E20.
The frustrated Amma fan. Listen, brother.
I was feeling it for you on the Chelsea game.
Listen, I hope West Ham get out of it. I hope West Ham get out of it. I do. I generally do. But we can feel your pain, brother. We can feel your pain. Seriously. Make sure you go and sub to E20 Zone. He does brilliant watch-alongs for West Ham. It's great. Lynch, before I bring in Matty, next season Gyökeres might explode, especially if it's off the back of a league title. Confidence will be permeate through the team. Lynch, we hope so. This is not a knock at Gyökeres, okay? I just want to make that clear because everyone says, "Oh, DJB, you got it in with Gyökeres." I've said time and time again, I want to stand by Gyökeres. I want him to start. I want him to succeed. I don't want to go back to the old way. Matty, I've got an idea. What's your whole take on Gyökeres? We're halfway through the season, pretty much. I said all along that under this manager, he will look bang average. I said he will look like a Sunday afternoon footballer if he comes to the club under this manager, unless he changes his tactics. He's not going to change his tactics over one player. So then I'm starting to think, right, Gorkarez has now got to perhaps change his tactics and the way he plays and show people what he can do. What's your opinion on this, brother? On Gorkarez?
Me personally, I mean, he's got 11 goals in the Champions League in 10 games. Then of course you come to the league, and if you look at the league, the goals are pretty much spread out throughout the entire team, which is what the manager's done the last several years anyway. I mean, just pretty much it's just been spread out. People are saying, well, let's bring Jesus back. Does anybody realize that Jesus scores most of his goals coming off the bench? Who did he play for before he came to Arsenal and did the same thing?
Yeah.
So this is the same thing that he was doing there. People say, well, let's bring in Julian Alvarez. Okay. He's got one more goal than Gyökeres in the league. So what's changing? It has to be the manager system.
Yeah.
I mean, the manager system has to change. Everybody knows how I feel about Gyökeres. I personally feel like it's just waiting. It's just, it's a player that's just ready to be unleashed. You just have to play to the player's strengths. And I've said this. I've long said this, is that I would rather be in a situation coming down the stretch where he gets you 4 or 5 goals to get you whatever you need, whether it's in the Carabao Cup. Because, see, people not thinking about that. They're thinking about the league right now. But what if he wins the Carabao Cup for us? What if he wins the Champions League for us? What if he scores a goal to get us a critical win down the stretch that gets us over the line? These are the things that people need to be looking at right about now. Are you willing to put your mortgage on Kai Havertz getting us down the line the next several weeks here? I asked that same question a couple of weeks ago. I said, hey, Martinelli scored. He scored all these goals. Are y'all willing to put your mortgage on him scoring 3, 4, 5 games in a row?
No.
So put the striker that's been there the entire time. Yeah, he might be, it's a little rough, but at least if the opportunity presents itself, he's there in case you need it. Yeah. Because otherwise, JB, you alluded to it earlier, we'll go right back to what we was dealing with last year.
Exactly.
We'll go right back to that same team. We've seen it play out for the last 2-3 years. We've seen that play out.
That fouled.
Yeah. Don't want to see it anymore. Let this brother stay right there. We're already halfway through the season anyway. Like I said, 11 goals in 10 Champions League games. Well, you show me the player that was doing that last year. Show it to me. Nobody was doing it last year because we were screaming for him to do it. We were screaming for a striker to do it. He's doing it now. What has to change next year, because we're starting to get towards the end of the season. This goes back to that discussion we were just having. He's going to start. Berta's going to have to start buying players to address. Okay, well, we've got a striker here. We need to start buying players that can get the best out of this play, get the best out of the players around them. That's what's lacking in this team. That's what's been lacking over the last few years, is that we just don't. It's like there's this gloss that you need. When you look at certain teams, you think about it through history. You go through Barcelona. There were certain players that could unlock other players. Messi could unlock other players. You look at Bayern Munich. You look at Ian Robben. Frank Ribery, you look at players that can unlock other players.
Yeah, they've got that little. They've got that little bit of magic that can just unlock the situation.
A little bit of stardust, just a little bit of stardust.
This is what I've been saying. We haven't got that.
This is what we. This is
Saka
what
should be that, but he's not.
I was going to say probably before that, before his injury. Yeah, before his injury.
Now all three of us have sat in our back chat when we watch videos and stuff, and we've talked. And JB, I told to one night we set up one night. Yeah, and we were going through looking at the assists, and I told you, I said, if I was the manager, if I put my manager hat back on, if I was the manager of Arsenal, I would have went to soccer early this season. I would have said, brother, I know you want to get these goal scoring numbers up, but it looks like this might not be a year. You're just having a rough year. It happens to the best of players. So what I need you to do is find your best assisting shoes. Because when you look at this goes back to the whole discussion about service. The position he's playing is designed to create for the main man, the striker. You're the wing player. Now, if you can score, that's great. But your primary job is to create opportunities for the striker. I don't think anybody would be complaining if Saka had 4 goals and 14 assists. If anything, they'd be screaming to get him, Real Madrid or somebody be looking at him. 14,
Yep.
This is where we're lacking. And I keep telling people, when you go back to those assist numbers, and you look at our wing play, that's what's killing Jokers. There was a chance last night. Martinelli was fumbling with the ball, trying to turn and shoot. Just lay it off. He's right there.
Yeah.
The players aren't used to it. And this year is showing it's reared its head, where these players are not used to having to pass to somebody because they've been the ones that's been called on to make it happen every single time. And it's frustrating. But that's just the way it is, because that's the way the system's set up, So we're gonna have to have a serious discussion in all season, because he's 27. Jokers is 27. He's not 20. He's not 17. He's 27. Are we gonna go through this again next year, or are we gonna start looking at opportunities to say, "Hey, we appreciate what you did this year, league title, Carabao Cup, however it falls out. Let's move on." Because I don't what I don't want to happen is he leaves, he goes somewhere else and scores 60 goals. We bring in somebody else, and we're having the same discussion. I mean, all three of us are sitting here again having this discussion about the next man coming in.
Now, Matty, honestly, facts what you just said there, brother. I mean, we've got to make this work with Gyökeres, and
That's just the way it's going to have to be, JB. I mean, Berta.
It's the way it's going to have to be. 100%.
It's just
why are we not having the same? What's really winding me up is that we're all getting on the Gyökeres bandwagon. Why ain't he doing this? Why ain't he doing that? Look at this, brothers. This is Star Boy. This is Star Boy. No one mentions him.
This is February 4th.
21 appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists.
You think you see something like that down there?
A so-called world-class winger on 300K a week. And yet we all mention Gyökeres.
Yeah, you think you'd see this over there at Yeovil. Look at these numbers right here. 4 and 3.
Now, if Gyökeres puts them sort of numbers in,
oh man, bro.
We want him out the door.
No, he will be knocking on his door.
This is a player.
Have you got your bags ready? You ready? Get you to that. We'll give you the Heathrow.
Yeah. Good night. The music song. Good night, sweetheart. See you in the morning. Listen. I'm sorry. I know Saka's carried the team for years and years and years, and he is a good player. But you cannot tell me, and I know Arsenal are in a good position and we're in the Carabao Cup final and all of this, but when it comes down to improving players, don't get carried away with a situation, because this guy should be levels. This, to me, is not levels. This is not levels. Bowen of West Ham, who are struggling, has got better stats than this guy, Jared Bowen. How many of you would have Jared Bowen over him? Exactly. Come on. What are we saying here, boys? What are we saying?
The numbers are there. That's like I keep it on hand. Always keep it near me when I need to pull it out.
Yeah.
Out of service. Out of service. For and I like soccer. Everybody knows how I feel about soccer.
Yeah.
I love Saka. We all love Saka, man. We all love Saka, but this is not good enough.
The facts are the facts, gentlemen.
Yeah, this ain't good enough.
4 goals and 3 assists ain't getting you nothing. This is why I said if I was Arteta, I would have went to him and told him that the far right column over there is the one I need you to concentrate on right now. Because if you can get that number up, the other column will start tilting up as well, because everybody start worrying about the striker, and that'll leave opportunities for you to start scoring.
Yeah, the thing is, Matt, just come in. We just go back to that. As you said, that column, the assist column, for both Martinelli, Odegaard. I mean, we're not even in the top. I don't think we're even in the top 20 when it comes to goals and assists right, scored in our team in the top 20 or 10, whether it was in the Premier League. So it's not rocket science that if Saka has 10 assists, and just even if say 50 or 60% of those, 50% or 60% of those assists
Go up, JB.
were what Goku has scored.
Right there next to matches. I was going to say go.
Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, it went off. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
I'll
going.
get 'em
I
up
just
again.
want to tell me to click on stats. I just want to see the numbers for Semenya.
Yeah.
Semenya. Yeah, I'll get them up.
And the same on
Go on,
the other and the same on the other side. What you'll find is that if 50% of Saka's assists, where Goku scores those goals, right? You say he had 10 assists. 5 of those assists were for Goku. And then on the other side, Martinelli, same thing. Let's just keep it basic. 10 assists. Goku will have 10 goals. Right?
Yeah.
That's just the simple maths. That's the simple maths. But you look at those stats, and they're not statting.
Hey man, what you know Malcolm X when Denzel talked to, he said, "Man, that brother's starving. That brother's starving.
This is what we have.
That brother's
This is what we're
starving.
dealing with.
That brother
This
is
is what we're dealing
starving. Feed me whatever falls to the ground, anything."
And it's not only that, right? Look, we know it's not his game because he's not going to come deep and drop for the ball and whatever. What we've heard from the start of this season up until this point, when they've always addressed the Glock situation to Arteta, he says, you know, he runs into the space, he closes down this here. We didn't buy him to press.
No.
We bought him to score goals. We expected to do a level of that, but he's always talking about always. Look at this.
There you go.
But look, 12 goals. Yeah, so and this is
itself out. It evens itself out.
But is this a combination? This is not just City. Is this a combination of Bournemouth?
This is what this.
Well, he scored 3 at City. I think he scored 2 or 3.
Hang on, but whether he's been at Bournemouth or whether he's been at Man City, when you look at Saka's 21, 4 goals, 3 assists, this is 23. He's in double figures, 12 goals.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. Yep.
Look at Morgan Rogers, by the way. Let's go see what Morgan Rogers.
Morgan Rogers.
Morgan Rogers. Let's have a look. How do we get Morgan Rogers?
Scroll up. I'll show you. I tell you. Go to statistics over there. Scroll up. Go to statistics at the very top. Yep.
Yeah,
right there. And then you're gonna click on club.
Where's the
Actually,
club?
you know what? Just scroll down and click on assist right quick. Just click on that assist where it says
Morgan
assist.
Rogers.
There he is. There he is, right there. So he's on 5.
Morgan Rogers.
Then you go up, scroll up again. Right there, you see where it says overview. Go to your right. Go to your right. Stats.
On stats. That's matches.
There you go. One more over, JB.
One more. Go on stats next to the matches. Yeah,
there you go. Right there.
Look at this.
Look at that. Look.
You see how close it is? 7 and 5.
7 and 5. But this is what this is highlighting as well, gentlemen, right? How bad we are in attack. Because if you've got a player like Saka compared to Rodgers and Semenyo, not at the best club in the world or the best club in Europe, something's not right, is it?
He's had a bad year, and people, the fan base don't, because the love for soccer. Like I told you, I love the guy, but at the same time, when you have a bad year, everybody has a rough year once in a while. You know, Messi was scoring all those goals every single year. He was down a couple of years there. Ronaldo wasn't scoring. You know, everybody. What are you contributing outside of that when things are not going the way it normally goes? What are you contributing? That's where we're having a problem at with soccer. That's where the fall off is. And Bruno, that'd be another good one to go pull up. You know, because you got to get, in order to get that striker going, you've got to start providing. Let's go back to the Champions League game, recent Champions League game. That brother was getting he was getting overfed. Balls were just coming in. To the fact, to so much for you probably would have thought he was gonna get a hat trick the way the balls was coming in. He's a volume striker. You got to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah.
You got to keep sending it to him, regardless of where he's scoring it. Send it anyway. See what happens. That goal he scored Saturday. How many times have we seen that goal and sitting in the back watching when we sitting back watching footage? We see that goal all the time.
All the time.
It's
all the
there.
time.
You've got to start utilizing it. It's too many of our fans are looking for him to come back and play sexy football, come back, dribble, turn, pirouette. He's looking to do all this sexy stuff. Yeah. The man is north-south. He is north-south. He is not coming back to dribble and look like Zidane. You're not going, no matter what people think, he's not going to be like Zidane coming back there. He's controlling the ball and controlling the tempo of the game. That's what Odegaard was supposed to be doing. Controlling the tempo of the game. That's your midfielder's job to do. My striker's job is to stay. Hey, you stay your behind right there. I will pass you the ball like Kai Havertz did the other day.
Yeah.
And send him the ball. That right there should be played out 10, 15, 20 times a game. Receive the ball. Ball from the back to the midfield to the striker. Ball from the back to the midfield to the striker. Ball from the back to the midfield to the striker. That's how you play football. From the wing player in. From the wing player in. Wing player in. That cross that Martinelli put in for him to score, that's the cross I want to see all year. That was how you cross the ball. That's it. You have to start doing that. Otherwise, you're not going to get the best out of this player. And guess what? This is even when it comes to the system, gentlemen, because we all talk about this system. You can put that in the system.
Yeah.
That's proper coaching. You can add that in. Hey, fellas, we want to add this in. It's something. It's a new wrinkle. Well, what's that? We're going to start sending the ball in the Jokers early. Guess what? Half the league wouldn't even see that coming now. Consider how we play. It's something different. This is what I'm saying. You've got to start utilizing all your tools. Because if everybody thinks that Havertz is going to come in every single week and score a winner from now to the end of the season, then I'm telling you now, I've got a couple of used bridges if anybody want to pick up one. Because it ain't happening like that. It ain't happening. It's not happening. No matter what people want to say. I have seen it. I have played it. I have coached it. I'm telling you now, if you do not get the striker involved, he ain't scoring.
No.
Yeah.
He's the prototypical volume striker. You just got to sit in the ball and then.
But they don't. But Matty, I just don't think they understand that. And the reason why they don't understand, we get it. We get it because is that what they're wanting is another replica of Havertz or Jesus, but that he's got the goal scoring ability because they're looking at how clinical he was in Sporting Lisbon. But it ain't gonna work like that. You watch they play with 2 10s. Yeah, we've sat backstage and watched the way the ball's coming. We've looked at League 2, Division 2, or Division the next, Spanish football, and I'm thinking, am I seeing this right?
From the back to the midfield to the striker, from the back to the midfield to the striker. Sometimes it's one pass right up to the striker.
Exactly,
we've seen it. We say, the first pass is straight to the striker. Bam, goal. And the thing is, we do it every now and again. We do it every now and again. So that the classic one where Jose put that ball over the top for I think in the Man City game. Yeah, it's just basic football. Yeah, it's basic football. But with Arteta, he tries to complicate things. And you look at classic example, Amrim and his system. He's just stuck by that. Carrick comes in, just goes back to basics. And I mean back to basics. Even the players are saying it. We've gone back to basics and look what they're doing right now. And Matty said there's going to be a team, right? That's going to just come out of the blue. And I'll tell you now, right? Watch out for Man United. I'm not saying that they're going to go on and win it, but listen, but they're just keeping it basic. We have to keep it basic. Yeah, play basic football, ball to feet. Keep it within the system, but all we do, you play early. We take too long. Our build-up is so long. It takes time, and everybody knows what they're going to do. Yeah. Which team was it? I think it was Nottingham Forest. Big up to Curtis Shaw, who said that they've told him that we know what Arsenal were going to do. We knew they were going to just keep the ball at the back,
They know they're going to play to Odegaard. Odegaard's going to probably play it back to Zubomendi. Zubomendi might have a think, well, should I play it back to Odegaard? Oh, no, I'll play it back to Raya. Raya then plays it back to Saliba. Saliba plays it back to Odegaard. Recycle. He plays it to Saka. Saka then tries to beat a man. He has 2 people on him. He cuts back, gives it back to Odegaard, and then we start the whole thing again. And then, I better spam it in. And then when he spams it in, there's nobody in the box.
Noski, I keep saying this too. People don't miss this point. He scored 97 goals in 102 games, right? So if he's in the game, I've got to take an account for him because I know he scored 97 goals in 102 games. So of course he's going to be marked tight. Would you let a man that scored 97 goals run free or grab the whole of England?
Exactly. That's why he's the most. I think somebody's brought up a stat about the fact
that it was Sky Sport, the most defended striker in the league.
There you go.
Why? Ask the question. Well, I'll tell you about 300,000 feet. Step back. Why? Why is he the most?
I'm stepping back, man. I'm stepping back.
Yeah. Why is he the most attached striker in the league? Because the fact he scored 97 goals in 100.
Because he's dangerous.
He's dangerous. If
you
feed him the ball,
he's an animal.
Feed him the ball, he's going to score. Give it to him 6 times and watch what happens. Send it to him 6 times. And then some of the passes that I'm seeing people saying he need to be on the end of, it was like, bro, you couldn't get Peter Crouch on the end of that. Talking about getting the ball. Some of these crosses I've seen this year, people talking about he should be on the edge of. I keep telling people I'm more passionate about this position because that's the position I play. I played strike. I played across the entire front when I was a kid, when I was a teen, and when I was an adult.
Oh, me and Normski had you in midfield against Carrier, mate.
I'm telling you now, nothing. When you have a volume striker, I had a young man that played with me. He was a volume striker. And I used to tell them all the time, you have to send the ball early and you have to send the ball quickly. We don't have time to get the ball in midfield and decide where we need to go. You get the ball, you see the striker, send the ball. Send it. Let him battle it out. Let him fight. Let them deal with it.
Matt, sorry, mate. You bring me in nicely here. And Nortsky, you can come in whenever you want, mate. I've been saying it all season. Listen, I love Rice. I think Rice would walk into pretty much every team in Europe, without a doubt. He's one of the best one of the best midfield players in Europe. However, he's limited creativity-wise, right? Created that last night. Brilliant. Zubomendi doesn't create enough for me. Have we got that? Do we need to sign someone like that next season? Have we got that creative baller in midfield?
Just start saying it, JB. When you start talking to people, just say we need Stardust. We need world class. A world class midfielder finds the striker. If we have Florian Wirtz, he send the ball to him. Just send the ball over there to him. We need somebody that can get the ball to the striker. People wanted Odegaard to play that. Odegaard ain't that type of midfielder. He's a conservative midfielder. Yeah. He's conservative. He's the player that just don't make a mistake. Zubomendi, because just don't make the mistake. He's decent going forward, but he's not that level to where he can unlock a player like Jokers. This is the problem.
We haven't got that. We haven't got that player.
What good is a car if there's no key?
Exactly. I mean, we've got players coming in the chat, Matty, and you probably know this. Manu Kone, Gula.
Yeah. This is Sanchez. That's another one.
Sanchez from Bilbao.
We need players that can.
Sandro. Well, that was the Tonali.
That would be Dream Street if we was to be able to get him. I'd be over the moon if that happened. But this is what I'm saying. We need these kind of players that can get the ball to the striker.
We could probably test them. We could probably test Newcastle in it because if they don't make top 4,
you've got it.
Yeah, we got to go and test it. Berta needs to go and test that out.
Well, I will be over there. I will be over Guimaraes. I will be over.
Is there anyone in the Premiership other than Tonali that has got that creative? Because I've been saying we need it. I mean, Morgan Rogers, is he creative or is he a runner?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think Morgan Rogers is kind of a combination of the two.
You still need. You've got the hybrid, but a very good hybrid.
Cole Palmer from Chelsea,
too lightweight.
Too lightweight.
Yeah,
that's Chelsea's problem. We was talking. Me and Lee was talking. Musiala. That's another one that if you could spend the money, that would be the
big
dream
up front
right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
This is the man.
So Carlos Baleba he's
What a shot. That's it.
Ward
would be a good one. And if they go down, or get in hot
that's
water,
one we could get.
you
Jump
can go
on it.
get. Because if you don't,
Jump on
Manchester United be all over him with Casemiro.
Hey, would you, DJ B, would you jump if West Ham? Sorry, E20 man. If West Ham do go down, do you jump on Bowen?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, 100%.
If we don't jump, this is where you talk about Fergie. Fergie would already have had everything to pay. He'd have the paperwork, the drafts wrote up. As soon as they go down, he's signed.
This is the difference. This is the difference. He's already tapping up Bowen. Teams are tapping up Bowen already. People don't realise this. West Ham could go down. Listen, West Ham fans in the chat, I apologise, right? Don't lynch me when I go down the shops. But unfortunately, there are teams already scanning the Bowen. Yeah, they're tying up Danny Dyer and getting rid of him, right? But they're scanning up Bowen already because they already know that if West Ham drop, Bowen's got to stay in the Premier League. Yeah, Liverpool are circling, and we should be, and we've got to hope that Berta's ahead of the curve.
Yeah. And I think personally speaking, you know, when he threw that curveball with Eze, that was a curveball. Yeah, so I do think that Berta's sitting there and saying, right, you know, okay, once we get over that, and we have to, as you rightly say, we have to refresh. We have to get rid of those players because you're now the target because now we're defending the title. And it's going to be a lot harder. Other teams are going to improve. And as I said, you need that player, that creative player in the middle that can just find God. Or any forward player that's playing up front, find him early.
Shout out to Andrew, man. This is
big up Andrew.
Our sole problem. You keep hearing our fan base keep throwing this thing around. Oh, they say, well, low block. A low block only forms because you've allowed the defense enough time to get sorted out. We don't attack at the point of attack. We get the ball. It's decide on what we want to do with the ball. It's trying to figure out what we want to do with the ball.
From the goalkeeper, man.
From the goalkeeper.
Yeah, from the goalkeeper.
Look how long it takes him to get the ball in play. He's rolling his foot on it. He's dragging it back. He's doing pick me up.
I can't remember who I was talking to. Which one of y'all two I was talking to? It might have been you, Norsky. Matter of fact, it was. And we were saying how long it takes to start an attack. It takes us forever to start an attack. It takes forever. So when it's time to start the attack, we lost a whole minute or 2 minutes on the clock. We've been losing. This is why if you look at the way we play in the league, and you see especially when we have these games where it's like we scraping by, look at how much time it's taking us to do stuff. So then we only have maybe 1 or 2 chances to take a shot on goal. And this is why the pressure is ramped up on the striker. Oh, well, he's got to score it now because we've only got a few minutes left. We should be peppering this brother here under Arsene Wenger, gentlemen. Under Arsene Wenger, this brother would have been shooting from all over. One over here, one over there, one over here. When we sit back in the back and we watch the Bundesliga, it don't matter what team we watch from the Bundesliga. We're watching dudes shoot from all over the place. One over here, one over there, one over there, one over here, one over there, one over there, one over here, one over there, one over. It's firing squad. And we're sitting back there going, "Look at this! Look where he's shooting from! Look at this right here! Look at this!" Then we watch us play. Goalkeeper gets the ball. He passes to the defender. Defender passes out wide. He passes into the middle. The person in the middle gets the ball. He makes an adjustment. He looks. He says, "No, we'll go back." And then we'll go here. And the striker, he's doing this. You remember that? You remember the game we all grew up playing? Twister. You remember that? You throw it in the floor. Everybody's that's what the striker's doing. The striker's doing Twister.
He's like the dad at the wedding trying to get on the dance floor, isn't he? I know this one.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
Just think about this. Think about how complicated. Think about this situation with Joker. If we've got an out-and-out goal scorer, he comes and he can't score. There's a problem. What's the problem here? If this brother was coming from let's say he was like like Mudryk. He's coming from unknown league, nothing. We don't know anything about it. You see maybe a couple of clips. Cause for concern. Yeah, we might have struck a deal on this one. This brother scored. He was up for the awards early this year, last year at FIFA. Now explain to me how this brother is up for awards on the world stage. and now all of a sudden he comes over here and can't score. There's a fundamental breakdown somewhere. This
Mm.
brother's not getting the ball quick enough. And people have got to, too many people are watching the game, but they're not watching the game. You have to watch this and see. And you showed it earlier with soccer, 4 assists. A player of that caliber, 4 goals, 3 assists. 3 assists. What is he scoring?
Yeah.
I told y'all earlier.
Matty? Where's he, Norsky, Matty? Where has Saka improved with those
JB.
stats? Tell me. Why? He should be levels.
I told y'all he's got what, 15 goals this season total? It's a miracle. This is with no service. Think about this. He's got 15 goals.
Miracle. I mean, listen, he's at
no
15
service.
goals, and I predicted he would score 15 goals in all comps. Well, no, I said he won't get more than 15.
He won't get 15. He's there.
Goals.
He's just think about that with no service. So what happens if he gets 18, 19, 20 goals with no service? Well, what if we do? You know what should go off? The light bulb should go off. Well, damn. Well,
He's done the impossible.
Yeah, if we get some
He's
service,
like a car making the destination with no petrol.
yeah, exactly. You know, when you praying, you know, when you on E, you praying. You just
please, go on.
If I can find a hill just to coast down, if I can just coast down the hill, I'll be all right.
That petrol light's on, and you're waiting for that brother to come in the distance with the old gas can.
If the light bulb goes off in the off season, well, shit, man, you know what? If we can find somebody with some stardust, we could unlock the striker. No shit, Sherlock. This is what I've been trying to tell people all along. Is that if we can just find the right people to unlock this striker, whether it be on the left side, the right side, or in the middle, we just need somebody. Could you imagine if Alexis Sanchez was in his team? He
mate,
awful player like that.
Alexis Sanchez. According to Piers Morgan, this is the best team ever, though.
He would feast.
Not Alexis Sanchez. He wouldn't get in his team.
I mean, you could just
get in his
drop
team.
you could drop Jokers in any of our past teams, and his numbers would be through the roof because the ball would get to him. The ball has to get to him.
Ozil.
The Ozil. Man, could you imagine?
Can you imagine Ozil
seeing that running?
Ozil with Gorkarez, man. Gorkarez, he's got 15 goals now. Premier League goals.
Easy. The focus, the problem is that the focus is on the wrong persons. The focus should be on the whole.
That's why I brought it up, Norsky. Yeah. That is why I bought. When you was talking about Gorkarez, I bought Saka's stats up for a reason. Because the real person we should be talking about is not Gorkarez, it's the Sakas, it's the
Martinellis, the Trossards,
it's the Odegaards, it's the Ezes.
And you know what?
Yeah.
They are not doing it.
And you know what? It's a damning indictment that Kai Havertz can come directly off the operating table, basically, come back onto the pitch, and the first thing he do is find Jokers. Yeah, that right there should have made folks go, well, wait a minute now.
That's alarm bells right there.
Yeah,
we have got to rely on Havertz to come off his sick bed, to produce the quality to supply Gorkarez with a goal. There's the alarm bells.
I know this is going to throw some.
Listen, you can't blame Rice or Zubamendi. That's not their job.
Watch this. Yeah, this is going to shock some folks coming out of my mouth. This is going to shock some folks tonight coming out of my mouth. But based on his performance, I would have to say Havertz is probably the most informed player. He came back in assist. He scored a goal. He's like, well, wait a minute now. Who is this guy? And what have you done with Kai Havertz? What have you done? What have you done? Because see, he comes onto the pitch and he's doing. We had these other players in the team all year. Because people don't. We're sitting here in February, 4th of February, 4 goals and 3 assists. Yeah. Martinelli like maybe 2 or 3.
I can bring it back up in 21 games.
I mean, 21 games of professional football.
300 grand a week.
21 professional football. And one of the highest paid players at the club, if not the highest player, we're getting ready to be the highest paid player at the football club. And you're telling me all you can do is find 3 goals. I mean, 3 assists.
And vice captain, Matty.
Yeah. JB, we have to have these discussions. The attack is anemic. This brother got to get
and just for the record, me, Matty, Norsky, we think the world of Saka. We're not knocking Saka, but you have to have these discussions. When the finger is getting pointed at Gorkarez and we're relying on man like Havertz to provide him with the ammunition, when you've got. I've said it. We haven't got a number 10 at this football club right now.
I keep saying no. There's no Stardust. And
There's
Eze
no
was
ten.
brought in.
We
Eze
haven't
was
got a
brought
10.
in. We brought in Eze. Bertha brought in Eze. That was the expectation. We thought we was getting Stardust. We
haven't got a number 10
all
at
right.
this football club. Name me a Paul Merson in this football club right now. Anyway,
Where's
we haven't got a
Dennisburg
number
camp?
10.
Where's Dennisburg camp? Nowhere to be seen.
Eze has come
Where's
and
Pires?
he's
Nowhere to be
not
seen.
doing it because for whatever reason, system, something's not suiting Eze. It's a too big a step from Crystal Palace to Arsenal. I don't know what the reason is. All I know is that he was brought to the club for a specific reason. That's why he was brought to the club at 27 years of age.
That's
He's not a rookie.
reason. Yeah.
He's not a rookie. He's in his
Yep.
prime. He's been there and done it, worn the T-shirt time and time again. He's ready to go, up and ready. He's come to this football club to do what? Solve the low block problem.
Yep.
Be that creative spark. That's why Eze was brought to the football club. People can go on all day long about, oh yeah, but that's no, he came as a squad player. He came to give us depth. No. He was brought in for a specific reason. Why? Because Havertz was washed and injured.
Yep.
And because Havertz got injured, we went and got Eze. That's the facts, right?
Mm.
The facts are now that Eze is not doing it, and Havertz, who Eze was bought in for,
Is doing it.
is the one we're relying on.
Yep.
Oh boy, it's a mess. Jeez.
But
This
but
is
see,
Arsenal Football Club, best team in the world.
But
Not
see,
been
in that-
not been a best squad ever.
in what you just said, it's a slippery slope because Havertz is doing it right now, but is he going to do it 6 games from now?
That's
No.
the thing.
That's the problem, and we're going to need somebody that this is the problem we get ready to run into. We got somebody's going to have to step it up here the next couple of weeks here to get us over the line. So somebody on the attacking side is going to have to just take it up a notch because if we don't, y'all, we're going to find ourselves drawing games.
Yeah, we're going back to
Going to
draws
penalty
again,
kicks
and that's going to cost us.
in the long term. And this is why I said the manager is going to have to. He's going to have to. If you don't want to change the system, that's cool. But you
He's got to work it
adjust.
out. He's going to have to work it out.
Add the wrinkle, get the ball to the striker. You got it. He's got to get you over the line. Our season rests on the foot of this striker. Because we can't keep relying. If you think set piece Ole,
does Arsenal have an attacking coach? No, I'm not talking about Arteta.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
talking about like going forward. You're talking like assistant.
yeah.
That's
We've got a set piece coach.
I've
We've got
never
a
seen
defensive coach.
never seen.
Does anybody know who our attacking coach is?
I've
Because
never
that should
seen
be
him.
worked.
I think he
But see,
feeds
no,
the dog.
this is what I'm saying
I
is
think
that
he
you would
feeds
think
win the dog. I'm not sure.
with the dog. You would yeah, he has yokers out there running around like win the dog. I mean, you would think that you would have someone that you know, if you got the defensive side of the ball covered, that's no problem. That's good to go. But where's, like you said, where's the attacking man at? Where's the guy here say, hey man, get the ball, cross the ball in, work the ball in? Because you've got assist, because now these coaches, they don't have, like, you know, it used to be head coach, assistant coach. That was it. Now you got all these auxiliaries. Okay, well, where's the auxiliary for attacking? Because that might be a weakness. And I'm just speaking, gentlemen. It might be one of Arteta's weaknesses. Well, if it's one of your weaknesses, then hire somebody to fix it.
I have someone to come in and have a go. Yeah,
Make your job easier. This brother comes in, hey man, TT, what you do? Can we get you to work with the strikers, the striking coach? Can we get you know, somebody that's established? Can we go poach somebody from, I don't know? Let's go to the Dutch league, German, the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Can we get somebody to poach a coach to come in and teach them how to strike? There's nothing wrong with saying that. These are issues that need to be addressed because it's becoming an issue to the detriment of the team. And you're late into the season and you're still trying to get your striker scoring consistently. And this is a problem you shouldn't be having going into the second week of February. And you're going to go to a cup final next month. We got
everything should be rolling now.
Yeah, we should be like a going around lap 45 of a race in the race. You know, when you're on lap 45, you cooking. Everything's going. Yeah. You just might need to take a pit stop. That's it. You get back on the road. We on lap 45 and we still trying to find keys. We're trying to see if the gas is in the car. That's what we are. We're looking around. This is a problem that should have been solved in preseason, which is something that I want to see going into next season.
All right, so guys, okay, I'm intrigued by this. That's why I have to ask the question. Right, so I'm trying to figure this out. Right, so I've just gone on. I've just typed in Arsenal's coaching staff. Right, so you've got the manager, Mikel Arteta. As a matter of fact, if I send you the link, you can actually scroll.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll pull it up. Yeah,
right. Let me send it. I'm going to send this to you, mate. Right, and then you just and tell me, because I need to know. There's one guy in there. I'm not too sure what he is. But we'll figure this out. Let me just say this to you.
Guys, while they're sorting out that, thank you for joining us tonight. It's honestly, we've been having a fantastic debates on everything tonight. It's been brilliant so far. Thank you for joining us. Big up to the chat. Make sure that you sub into Nautsky. Make sure you sub into Southern Gooner. And if you don't do that, put a like on this channel. And if you've come across the huddle, welcome. Sub to the channel as well. Much appreciated, brothers. Every single one of you. Appreciate it. Have you got it?
I've given it. This is the coaching staff for 25-26 season. So I'm trying to figure out what I'll go on.
We should have an attacking coach, man.
Right. So we're gonna work this out because we need to know.
Yeah, but blow it up, mate.
Can you blow that up, mate?
Who's the attacking coach?
So we've established
he's the manager.
He's Arsenal FC. He runs the whole.
Yeah. So what's the breakdown? What's his breakdown? What's his responsibility? We need to fine tooth comb, guys. This is fine tooth comb situation here now because he's
in charge of the whole shebang. Declan Rice told us that.
Right, assistant. Right,
that's
the assistant manager. Right.
All right. Assistant manager, defensive minded.
This guy has changed things. This guy has improved the defense massively.
Yeah.
He is a major signing.
All right. Who's this guy here? Miguel Molina. What he was the right hand man for Diego Simeone.
That was defense. Defense. You already know what that was. That was defense.
Hey. Oh, come on, preach it, brother. Preach it.
Yeah.
Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Set piece.
Come on, keep going, my brothers.
Goalkeeping coach, here he is.
Yeah, keep going. And wait, no, we ain't finished yet. That's the goalkeeping coach. What's the next one?
Assistant
goalkeeper coach.
Yeah,
and then it stops.
Video analyst.
There you go. So we haven't got a
shooting coach.
We haven't got an attacking coach. We rely on Arteta and AirPod Albert.
This is your problem. Because anybody's attacking mine. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. This far into the season, when I was coaching, and there's certain stuff I wasn't even going over. I remember one kid came to me one time.
Big up, Carl, brother.
Kyle, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. I had one kid come to me. And he came up to me. He was like, "Coach, it was something he wanted to go over." I said, "Brother, we halfway through the season. You go over there, go find the station, and you work on that by yourself. I'm working on this attack for the rest of the year." And that's what we did every practice. 45 minutes, hour and a half. We out there practicing attacking. Wave after wave after wave after wave after wave after wave after wave, Lordsky. Because you gotta you have to work with the attack. This is why we can't go forward. This is why we can't go forward, Novsky. I'll say it again. From the back, from the goalkeeper to the defender, to the midfielder, to the right wing, back to the midfielder, out to the left wing, cross it in. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. When it should be simply defender gets the ball, midfielder gets the ball straight to the striker. Over and over and over. Wave after wave after wave after wave. We should be peppering the attack. The team should be under siege. Under siege. What did you see the other day when Leeds played Everton? They came out the gate under siege.
Yep.
Wave after wave after wave after wave. What do you see with us? You don't even see a ripple. Talk about a wave. You don't even see a ripple. Augusta Valley. That's what you get. You nothing. A surfer need a wave. A surfer need a wave. We out there giving out a whiff of air, whoopee cushion stuff. This is why the striker has not advanced, and he had to do it against the runner play. I'm told y'all it's a miracle he scored 15 goals.
Yeah, but Normski, I mean, it's a good pull up because it's no coincidence that we've got a set piece coach.
Yep.
Gabriel Magalhaes is on 20+ goals.
Assistant goalkeeping coach.
We've got 2 assisting goalkeeping coach.
Yep.
Yeah. And yet we've got no
random defensive coach, just a random defensive
Who
coach.
takes cares of the strike? Matt, you've been a coach, right? And I've played football. And there's certain bits in the training where
I could call my
certain coaches will take your defenders and do some work with them. And then the strikers will work on their own with the striking coach, setting up shots and hitting shots on the run and crosses and volleys and all sorts of going on. Yeah, who's responsible then for that at Arsenal? Because obviously, looking at that, who's responsible for that side of things?
I know. When I had a coaching staff, I would handle the offense. My buddy Chris would handle the defense. And my other buddy David would handle midfield. Yeah. And that was it. Everybody had a function. Everybody had a function. Yeah. And we would do penalty kicks after practice.
And then it would come back to you to have the overall how you're going to set up.
Yeah, we put it all together. I say, well, let's go out there. Let's everybody get your pennies. You know, one side here, one side there. Let's work through it. Let me see what we're doing. And we go through it. We go through it. And you break it down. The fact that we don't have an attacking coach tells you that that's the problem. Because we play defense with no problem on defense at all. No problem. Going forward, we're having an issue this year. That needs to be addressed in the summer. Needs to be addressed in the summer. And I'm going to start, now that I know that for a fact, I'm going to start saying that more often. We need an attacking coach on this football club to help the manager. Because that's his weakness. That's one of his weaknesses. Is going forward. He defend, no problem defending, no problem being conservative.
No. It's clearly his weakness because he hasn't signed anyone.
That's his biggest weakness.
He's signed 1 striker since he's been here, so it is his weakness.
And it's going to bite us in the behind.
Look at Martinelli. Look at Saka. Look at Saka falling off a cliff.
Yeah.
Martinelli can't get anything out of him.
Yeah.
Jesus hasn't hit the ground running since he's been at Arsenal. Havertz not really one to rely on. So there's obviously a problem there. And this is, look, I hate to be doom and gloom, but this is a problem that could come back to haunt us, couldn't it? Because in the cup final,
in the FA Cup final, the league run in, JB. What people have to understand, and a lot of people just they don't see when they watch football, they don't really understand the entry. You took it right out of my mouth. I was getting ready to bring that up. Is that they don't understand there's more than one way to play football. Just mix it up. You know, United used to mix it up. They come at you wave after wave after. We used to do it. Wave after wave after wave after wave. Slow it down. We'll slow it down just a tad. Just take a little pop out of the game. Because you think that's what we're going to do. So we'll slow it down. Counter attack. Boom. Going for it. 1, 2, 3, pass. In. Go. You got to mix it up. We played exactly the same way the entire game. We operated neutral the entire game. And then if something goes sideways, then we crank it up. This is why when we played Man United, all of a sudden you see 4 substitutes coming on. Oh, I didn't expect this. This is what I was looking, because we play one way. What did you say about Forrest earlier? Oh, we know what they're going to do. You have to become unpredictable. You have to throw. Remember the year we bottled it? You remember the year we bottled it? In 93, the 93% in January that year. We came out the blocks. It was like, who the hell is this team? What's going 1, 2, 3, bang, 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 just blowing teams away.
Yeah. It's like Wenger's young guns.
Yeah. It was like, well, where's this come from? You have to mix it up. You have to mix it. It's all fine doing it against whoever that was, that team we played, Carry
Kayak,
yeah, I
wherever
mean,
they
we
are.
did it there. So explain to me why can we do it there against Inter Milan, against Atletico, and then how can we do it against Bayern Munich? And then all of a sudden, when we come at domestic football, we're playing snail pace football. Mix it up. Take what you're doing there, apply it to what you're doing in the league, and let's see what happens.
Facts.
We are consistently locked into one way of playing. This is why
And
I said
it's predictable. It's predictable, and I've said this. You know, you can play. It's like Saka. He's gone stale on the right. Try
him on the left.
Try something different.
Try him on the left. Put him in a false nine.
How about you try this, JB? Let's put Jesus up with Jokeris.
Yeah,
Because that's his position.
I've said this in the past. Stick two up. You know the times, Norms, when he's bought Jokeris off and he's gone like for like. Would you have kept him on and just thought, do you know what? Get Jesus up alongside him or something like that?
Because now the defenders have got to think about two attacking players, right? Where one could drop off whatever. And the problem is that's why it just boils down to the fact that it is too predictable. Clubs that they don't need to do what's the name talk. They just go, this is what he's going to do, blah, blah. Just lock up on Saka, lock up on it, and that's it. Good.
Yep.
Yeah. The only way they're going to do us is if we don't allow them to get set pieces. So keep it tight. Make sure that we don't get any corners. If we can stop them from doing that, then what happens? So we're too predictable. It's 4-3-3, 4-3-3, 4-3-3, like for like. Take him off, bring him on. Take attacker off, bring on that attacker. Take that. Change it up. Yeah. Sometimes you might have to go 3-5-2.
Yeah.
Or start the game 4-2-3-1. Back them
and in certain games this season, he's going to have to change it up. Notably the final. To progress in the Champions League knockout stage, we're going to have to change it up.
He has to.
I've long said, and I've seen it play out so bad this year. This is one of the reasons why goal scoring is down. Is you're playing with one striker all the time, and he's isolated. The striker is on an island. So if you're not playing, let me just break it down. I mean, as I always say, let me put it where the ghost can get it. If you're playing a 4-3-3, that's an attacking formation. So why are you playing 4-3-3 like you playing a 3-5, like you playing a 5-3?
Yeah, I've never understood that. I've never understood how we play 4-3-3 and yet it's so defensive.
Yeah,
that's the confusing thing.
A 4-3-3. But all intents and purposes, especially if you don't have the players, it's considered suicide because you're 4-3-3. You're putting everybody, you're bombing forward. Okay, well, you better make sure you got all your T's crossing your I's dotted. Because if you don't, you're going to leave yourself susceptible. Which then we go back to this 4-3-3 when we do go forward. And then what happened, Norsky? I've been saying it for the last 4 months. They drop a man in the midfield. All hell break loose. Chelsea tried it last night. Chelsea was trying it last night. They were trying it last night.
Listen.
They was trying it. They was trying it last night. And see, what he's got to start doing now. He's got to start. The manager's going to have to go in and get his bag of tricks. And let me see. Let me try something. Let me try this here. I'm going to go, like you said, let's try Havertz and Jokeris up top. Let's try Jesus and Jokeris up top.
Yeah.
Let's try something different because you're going to have to do that at some point to get over the line. Let me tell you, nothing right now would be better than to pull up in the Carabao Cup and City's. Well, Arsenal's coming in and play 4-3-3. They look on the sheet 4-4-2. What the hell?
What's going on here? I've not done my own work on that.
Yeah.
I've not done my own work on that. Big up, Lawrence, brother. Hi, GJB. We haven't won anything yet, and yet already our fan base is having a major meltdown, thinking we've got our hands on the trophy. Need to keep our feet on the ground. Well, we are on this. We are on this channel. We are on this channel. We discussed it earlier, brother, and we're feet firmly on the ground. Big up to you, Andrew. Absolutely, Darren. Amazing wingers. Shane was playing old clips of Graham talking about getting the ball into the box. No point having possession
if you don't get the ball into the box.
Ball in the box.
100%.
100. Big up to everyone in the chat.
I remember I used to tell my players all the time, like, the ball needs to be in the box. I see the ball in the midfield too long. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing out there?
Yeah. You know, the other things, right? Because ever since you've got to sit around the backstage watching football, watching all the different footballs from different continents and whatnot. And I came back and I keep going back to the Daniel Farker with Leeds, what he did, right? The guy was bleeding out, man, and he said, "Right, I need to change this up." Right? He was playing a 4-3-3. He was playing attacking, and he was getting caught out.
Suicide football.
He was playing suicide football. That we said this. He was playing, and he said, "No, I've got to lock up now, yeah, and I've got to then." Listen, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think, is the third or fourth highest goal scorer in the league, right? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, guys, the one with the okay, right. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you've decided to change it up because now it's working for you. Okay, yeah, we went there. You didn't lay a glove on us. That's it. Everything just fell for us, right? But Arteta just needs to. I don't know what it is because he must know other systems. He must know. But you can't, as you rightly said, you can't go with a 4-3-3. And every time we play against teams that play with a 4-2-3-1, where they've got an extra man in midfield, every time they on the attack and the ball, say what I say, they're playing out from the back. Why is it every time their man in the middle of the park is always receiving that ball when there's nobody around him? Because there's a massive gap between our attack and the midfield.
Yep.
Right? So they always play through us.
All it takes is two passes.
Two passes.
Over
Liverpool done that at the Emirates.
Yeah,
2 or 3 passes they were in.
Yeah. Manchester United did it.
Yeah.
One here, one there, in. One there, one there, in. And this is why I say it drives me crazy when I look at the team. When y'all see me the pre-match and I see 4-3-3. I was just like the most defensive. How you play with the most defensive formation, a 4-3-3, an attacking formation with defensive aspirations, and then you play. I'm sitting there looking at City the night after they played a 4-1-4-1 or whatever the night 4-1-4-1 4-1-4-1. You know, and I'm sitting here saying, y'all hemorrhaging goals and y'all still playing defensively. What's going on? It's like football is upside down. Gentlemen, let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. You'd only see a striker, one solo striker by himself. That striker had to be almost world class to be a striker. World class.
Yeah.
And, you know, and you could just think
it was always 2 up top.
Yeah, always 2 strikers because it's too much work.
I think Ian Rush used to play as a lone striker for Liverpool and running by behind, but he was quality. Rush was he was up there. He was like the Harry Kane at the time. He was bang up there, right? Ian Rush. And it's true what you said, Matty. I mean, if you're going to play with one striker, he's got to be.
Yeah, you know, and that's what people think. So when we look at Jokers, people go, "Oh, well, he doesn't have a good touch and all this stuff." That's because he's not that type of player. You need a special striker for that, and you don't find too many of them in world football. You people want Totti. No. We don't have that. We don't have that here. We don't have Benzema's. We don't have people that can get the ball and then that's not there. That's almost, it's becoming a dying art these days. You don't see it anymore. You know, we may not see that again until another generational shift in football. And this is why you're seeing the goal numbers down so low, because everybody's system now is predicated on getting the ball, coming to midfield, drop deep, and then you play off the wing, you play off your midfield, you play off your wing, then you go forward. Well, that's easy as hell to defend. As soon as he drop deep, we just go ahead and set up because he's coming this way. He's got to come back this way, so we'll just wait for him. Ball comes in, head it back the other way. Attack. It's really the most strangest thing.
We really stood out a lot. And there were certain games where it got so frustrating. Remember last season when we had those draws, and we were just known for spamming crosses in. Literally, it was like, especially against Newcastle, ball comes in, keeper knocks it away.
The
ball
first
comes in,
Newcastle
heads it away. Ball comes in, this one heads it away, and that just kept happening time and time again.
Yeah.
Because they run out of ideas.
Try something different.
Try something different, because what it is they couldn't figure out a way to break them down with the ball on the floor, and that's why it was known as set piece, ole, and all of that. But that's a weapon that we can use. But don't use that as your thing to get you through a season.
Complementary football. I keep saying it's complementary football. Corner kicks, set pieces. That's complementary. That's not what you rely. You don't rely on that. You don't live and die on that. That's like a basketball player saying, we're gonna just rely on free throws to win games.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that. Let me know how that works out.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what? We'll you playing pool. Well,
There's one here,
ball.
gentlemen. Look at this. Lawrence has come up with a peach here. They said on CBS Sports Paramount Plus after the City v Newcastle game that we could be playing City in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That would mean us playing them 6 times this season.
Yeah.
6 times. Big up, Lawrence, for that. That, you know what I mean? So
who's gonna crack? Who's gonna crack first?
Well, something's got to give. And we've been talking about Gorkarez. We've been talking about changing the system and everything else. If you're going to come up against opposition like this that know you inside out, this is when it comes to the managements. What are you going to do to baffle the opposition?
What are you going to do?
Are you going to turn up with 4-4-2 in the Champions League quarterfinal? Are you going to try something different? The trouble is because these players haven't experienced playing different systems in friendlies and everything else, and he hasn't done it enough. If he does do it or reverts back to any, it'll be alien to the players.
It will be, and this is it. And you have to.
It'll be alien.
You've got to implement those games. Yeah, you've got to implement their games throughout the season. You know, every team is going to be different. You sit down there. I'm supposed they have their analysis where they sit down and watch the other team and look at their points where we can get at them. And then maybe if we played an extra man in midfield, or if we did this or we did that. Yeah, but it's just like 4-3-3. Yeah, we just make sure we keep the ball, don't lose it. That's our tactics. Keep the ball, don't lose it, progress it up the field slowly. And if there's a chance of an inkling of a break and we get a chance, we put it in the box. And most times it's a floated cross in the box or set piece. Lay. You know, that's
crossing is poor because our delivery is poor from wings and stuff like that. I mean, Madueke's got no end product, has he? Let's be honest. He's got no
every time.
Martinelli runs with his head down, got no end product.
Yep.
You see glimpses of Trossard every now and again. You know, we have discussed it. Gorkarez is fed off of scraps. I'm amazed he's reached the goal scoring tally that he has already.
JB, this is what I know people have their reservations about the striker. Like I said, it's a polarizing topic among even us, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's divided even our shows. Yeah, 100%.
I will stand on this that the striker is not being utilized the way that he needs to be utilized. And when you look out to the flanks, that's where you find your problem at. The flanks are letting us down. We've got to start getting more out of these players on the flanks. We got to start doing it, man, because if we don't, it's going to start drying up.
Getting back to that, Matty, this is why Declan Rice is blowing out of his backside. This is why he looks dead on his feet.
You saw him last night.
He's trying to be that creativity player because he's realising, because he's an intelligent player, he knows that there's no creativity from key areas.
Who's
trying to do it?
Hey, who set up the goal last night? Who started to set up the goal last night? The setup for Havertz.
As I said earlier in the stream chat, he's the only one to make that pass.
Yep.
Everyone else checks back and passes it sideways, or it goes back to Saliba.
JB, I used this analogy when I talked to Norsky last week. He's like a woman who has 8 kids. You got to bathe one. Yeah. You got to clean the floor. Yeah. You got to wipe one's behind. You got to cook dinner. You got to do homework. You got to go talk to the teacher. Put that down, Johnny. This is what Declan's doing on the pitch.
Yeah.
Just imagine
he's covering Zubamendi defensively. You see him do that Cole Palmer on the edge of the box yesterday.
Yeah. Somebody outside of Declan this season is and on the attacking side, it's going to have to step up. Or you're running the risk of losing Declan Rice.
I made this assumption yesterday, right? Rice and Norgard in midfield, you're still winning games and probably getting to a final. Rice and Zubamendi, well, we all see what happens there. We get to finals. Zubamendi and Norgard, you're looking at a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
That's the facts.
Yeah. It's the truth. Something's going to have to give here because we're going to have to get this attack's going to have to get crunk up. It's like just like when you crank up a chainsaw, then it cranks up. We gotta get that with this attack. We gotta get this attack going like that.
We gotta get it going.
Yeah, we gotta get something going here, because if we don't, this is what caught us out down the line over the last couple of years, is that we tend to flail away when we need, because this is what everybody was saying this time of last year. We were going right down the stretch. Oh, we just need a goal score. Well, not this time, but the year before last. We need a goal. We need a striker. We need a strike. Oh, we need a strike. 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 Oh, yeah. We need this. We need this. We just were falling. We were falling and couldn't get it sorted out. And if we're not careful, we're gonna head that way again. After all of this work, all this good work that we've put in, somebody has to do it. JP, somebody has on the attacking side has to find a way.
But we ain't doing it. What? See, when he got frustrated and everyone read his lips, Rice. Oh, here we go back again. That was because he knew no one was creating anything for the strikers.
Yep.
That's because he knew he was frustrated with players in certain positions not being that creative spark. So he was having to try and do it. You see it yesterday. You see him driving the ball. He was having words with Gabriel. I don't know if anyone saw that, whether you saw that. We see it live in the stadium. He was having words with Gabriel and saying about this, and why aren't you doing this? And this is what's got to be happening. And he's having to do too much. Zubimendi's just going through the motions. But it's true. Going forward, we've got to attack more, because, as you said, Matty, and we've all said it, people think 6 points is enough and comfortable.
That ain't enough to do.
It's not. It's not. 6 points is not enough.
That's like showing up to the subway station and you off by about two or three pennies. You hoping they let you through. No. That ain't gonna work, bro. We need the full amount. And 6 points ain't cutting the mustard. Like I said, we need 12, 15, 18.
Yeah. No, facts. Absolute facts. But before, honestly, it has been an absolute blinding show. Honestly, it's been an absolute brilliant mingle. What we haven't discussed is I don't know. I'm trying to think what we haven't discussed. We've discussed everything. And I'll tell you what, guys, we've not been. I don't think we've mentioned Arteta at all. So we've just literally been talking about players and football and tactics.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing. But before we go, guys, we've got to switch to Sunderland. How do you think we're going about this game on Saturday, Norms? Because, as I said, we've had the euphoria of getting into the cup final. We've got the monkey off our backs there. We're in a final.
Mm.
How do the players go into this Saturday now? Is it back to business as usual and we'll just hit the ground running and blow Sunderland away? Or do you think there'll be a little bit of a come down, if you like?
That's the thing. I kind of touched on it a bit earlier. I think it's important that Arsenal do go into this game. They just need to, as Arteta needs to say to them, is just switch off now. From the semi-finals now, we're through to a final, and now they just need to adjust their minds mentally. Now we're back on the job of getting business done against Sunderland at home, and it's up to the manager to get the message across to them, and to say, listen, we've got to a final. Now we need to just focus on business now, get back to business, and hopefully on Saturday, the fans will be buzzing in the stadium. You would hope that the players should really feed off of that. As I said, no disrespect to Sunderland, but as I say, at the same time, we can't take them for granted. You know what I mean? Because we cannot allow any slip-ups. We can't afford to them be going into a game cautious, because we're better than Sunderland. As I said, no disrespect, and we are better than Sunderland. So I'm expecting us to go and win. I want to win big, but I know it ain't going to happen. And it all depends on how we approach the game. Because if we're going to approach it very cautiously, the fans are going to get a little bit, tetchy and a bit like, oh my God, nervous. That's going to feed into the players. And then it's like, it could be one of those games where, we just scrape a 1-0 win or something like that. We have no room for error. So we went through the fixtures. The next 3 games, Sunderland, Brentford, and Wolves. We need the maximum points, 9 points, starting on Saturday. We go at the Emirates. I don't know who he's going to pick. I would think, standard back 4. He'd probably bring Calafiori back in. I don't know if he's again. Is he fully fit? This is the other question as well. Who's fit and who's not?
I think Incapi might have done enough to stay in the team.
So
Saturday,
I can't. I don't know whoever it is, and I think I said it on. I can't remember who's show done it. It might have been actually tonight. I can't remember because we've been going for a while, so we've covered a lot. But I'd say playing Glock up front, with Martinelli on the left, Madueke on the right, and it looks like we're probably going to go with if Odegaard is not injured or whatever, then he looks like Odegaard will come in. But me, I don't want him near the side.
Would you stick with Eze then, Norms?
I'll stick with Eze. I'll stick with Eze, and then have Kai Havertz coming off the bench. I'll do that. I'll stick with Eze.
What do you reckon the score will be then, Norms? Let's have a prediction, my friend.
I'm gonna be positive. I'm gonna go. Well, I was just thinking about how they played against Burnley. They have got some dangerous players there. I might go with a 3-1.
Yeah. I'll fancy 3-1. Matty, couple of things for you for Saturday. Do you stick with Eze? Do you bring Havertz in the 10? Incapi at left back? What's your thoughts on Saturday, brother? How's he going to add? Are we going to have a kind of a come down after the celebrations, or do you think it'll just be business as usual?
Probably business as usual.
Yeah.
I think the hardest part of him trying to get to the final is over. I think he's probably going to go with what he knows. Probably see the same team. Probably bring Jesus off the bench. Possibly Havertz back. Havertz might probably start this weekend.
You think so? In the
midfield. In the midfield.
Yeah, because he didn't start the game yesterday, so he'll probably throw him in midfield again. See how that works out. He's probably trying to see how that works out now that Marino's out. If he has to play him there, so he's gonna probably see how that goes. Not sure if Eze is gonna play because he hadn't been playing him in the league.
Yeah,
really that much at all. So
do you reckon he'll rotate against Sunderland? I don't think he can afford to. Can he? I mean, we got brother Darren in the chat saying Rice on the bench. He'd like to see.
He ain't putting Rice on the bench.
You don't think he can chance that?
No, he's not doing it. He really don't. Yeah, he's not until we get until we get within safe distance. He's not rotating this team. He's going to try to take it as far as he can go.
And it is a worry, isn't it, for Rice, because he's having to play a lot of minutes.
As I stated, this is like I was saying earlier. We need to really this summer really need to start looking at get some Stardust.
Yeah, we need some sprinkle of the old Stardust, and definitely.
Yeah, we need it bad. We need it bad because
definitely
we're scraping by, man. And we're trying to push the boys over the line.
And not only that, though, psychologically this season, with the pressure that's been on them to win a trophy, it's gonna, and the World Cup as well in the summer, going into next season, it's gonna take a lot out of these players.
JB, let's go back in history. Let's go back in history. We all know what the team looked like in the 90s. And then 95 happened. Who showed up in 95? The Stardust. The Stardust showed up in 95.
Yeah,
what did the Stardust do? Unlock who? Ian, right?
Yep.
Ian, right? Yeah.
What did Ian say? Just get us into Europe. What did he do? Got you in
Europe.
That's what Stardust does. When you go buy Stardust, that's what happens. You buy the proper player to do.
You buy the magic stuff. You buy the magic stuff.
Exactly. Declan Rice is 27. He shouldn't be looking like the way he's looking this time of the year. He should He should be cruising.
Yeah.
He's out there last night, man. He was looking like he was going to fall over at one point last night.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. I thought he was hurt. He was looking. I said, brother, all right. He was stumbling and stuff. I said, look at him. This brother,
Yeah.
he's out of gas.
Yeah.
You know, we got to fix that. It shouldn't come down to it, man. You know, and then we don't know what Mikel Merino coming back. He's 29, a broken foot. He's 29.
Yeah. We have got players. I mean, Timber as well. Timber
guys, do you think we need to utilize Norgard a bit more?
I do. Because
yeah, definitely.
I'll be the first to say when we signed him, I thought it was the most craziest thing. But having watched him play in a few games, I'm like, you know what? He's actually halfway decent.
He's good
because
he keeps being simple.
He plays within himself. He doesn't try to do anything over the top.
Yeah.
He's good in the six.
Yeah.
A bit like El Nene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kept
exactly.
You got what you paid for.
Yep. Sit him right next to Rice. I'd even do this because if the manager's trying to experiment, put Zubimendi up there. We talk about it all the time, JB. Go forward. He goes forward, no problem.
Okay, guys. I mean, look.
Because you got
Norgard was the captain of Brentford. Norgard was the captain of Brentford. Okay? And you're right. Let's try and push Zubimendi more forward in a more
that's where I think
position.
he'd be better off playing Norgard, personally.
Because of the games that I've watched with Norgard, as you rightly say, he hasn't looked phased. No. To be honest, he hasn't looked phased, and he's just kept it basic, simple. Do you know what I mean? He's played him in defence, he's played him in the holding midfielder, and he's looked okay.
See, for me, Zubimendi could be that Stardust in an 8 or a 10.
Yeah. Because what he does, Matty, when we talked about
because
this,
defensively, as I said, and the chat knows it, I don't rate him at all. He's not shown me enough. I rate him when he's got time. I rate him on the ball. I've not said he's a bad player. But in the 6, in the Premier League, he's looked vulnerable.
Right. And the thing about Zubimendi, when his tackling is not the best. He will try and put his foot in there, but it's not the best. No. But the problem is where he's tackling it, he's doing it in the dangerous areas where it's put us under pressure. Classic against Liverpool. What do? They go and score a free kick. He tried to play a ball back to Saliba, didn't notice Mbeumo. You know what I mean? Play more forward. And if he does make any sort of as that 8 and he's making those tackles on their last third, that's cool. Yeah, he can pick a pass and he can score goals.
Yeah.
I think he's got 4 goals, isn't he? He got 4 goals for us.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying.
Arteta won't change anything up.
What he's done, according to everyone else, he's improved Rice so good. Rice has improved so much under this manager.
Yeah.
Now he'd be putting egg on his face, wouldn't he, if he throws him back in the 6?
Of course he would.
This is the problem. But Matty, you reckon he's going to play Havertz in the 10? Do you reckon he put Gyökeres up front on Saturday?
Yeah, Jokic is back up there Saturday.
Yeah,
he'll be up there.
What about the score, my
friend? Matter of fact, if you think about it, remember he didn't play when we played against Sunderland the last time. He wasn't in the team. It was Marino up top.
Yeah. Facts.
So I think we're going to win the game this weekend. I'll probably be safe in saying maybe 2-0, 2-1, something along that line.
Yeah,
barnstormer. Yeah, we'll probably get a set piece and probably an open play goal.
Really? 2-1?
Yeah. 2-1.
It's going to be close, though, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said 3-1. I think it'll be 3-1. I reckon Gyökeres will start up front. I reckon Nkapé is going to go at left back, personally. That's what I feel.
I'm fine with Nkapé at left back. I mean, he was pretty damn good last night.
Yeah, he was pretty solid. He was solid.
He does like to cover you like a rash. You know, a bit aggressive. Yeah, a bit aggressive. But
I call him the Ecuadorian Kolasinac.
Yeah, the Ecuadorian Kolasinac. Yeah.
I'm calling him the Ecuadorian Kolasinac. But what I'm doing now, I'm going to try and get over to redirect you to Lee's. Lee's live, and he, Matty?
Yeah, he's live. Yep, I just saw his notification there.
Yeah. So let's have a little look here. Content. Here we go. Let's have a little go. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Where are we?
Is it me or is the DJ?
He froze. Yeah, he froze.
Am I on? Am I back in, people?
Yeah, we see you, but you froze. Yeah,
we can see you, but you're looking very impressed.
Yeah. I'm looking very I'm doing this.
He's looking at that attack.
Here we go.
Yeah. It's good. If we was to put guys in the chat,
I'm looking for Lee. I'm looking for Lee.
Put a speech bubble by DJB. What we doing here?
You can hear me though, can you?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Now it's been a great stream, guys, and everyone in the chat. Really appreciate every single one of you. Let's get brother Lee. So Lee's live. What a performance! That's Lee. We'll be going over to Lee. Let's get back on there. Right. I'm here.
You're back.
Right. Guys, it's been absolutely amazing. What a show. It's been absolutely first class. It's been one of the best mingles, and we've done some, but brilliant, guys. Nortski, really appreciate you, brother.
Thank you very much, man.
You know, my right-hand man on a Wednesday. Matty, thanks for joining us tonight. I know you're busy. Thank you very much indeed. Every single one of you in the chat, appreciate it. All your comments. Make sure you sub to Nortski, Southern Gooner. All their chats, all their channels are out there. You know who they are. Let's get Nortski up to 1,000. It's criminal.
Absolutely criminal. Disgracia.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. And
wait there. Just before you go, let me just find it.
Go on in, Norms.
Let me find it. Where is it? God, where is it? Can I do it? Can't I do it? Oh yeah, I might be able to do it. Hold on. Which one is it? Is it this one? Is that one?
Yeah, big up to you, Lynch. Big up to Darren that's been in. Oh, you got it. You got
it. Yeah. Do you want to just share that?
Yeah, we go. We're all on the boat. We're all on it. We're all on it. Come on.
And look where we're going to. Look where we're going. Wembley. Wembley.
Yeah, hang on. No, we're going away from Wembley. We're on it. Look. So you got. We've thrown some of the top gooners overboard. They're all trying to get in. Yeah.
I created this one. I thought, I said, what can I do here? Let's go, guys.
Let's go. Come on. Listen. Let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it because it's been a long time since we went to Wembley. Let's get the job done. We've got some big fixtures beforehand.
Yep.
We need to get over this line. Everything we've spoken about, go and watch it through, guys. You know, we've not ripped into anyone. We've not kind of, we've just construction, criticism, and want the best for the football team. But big up to everyone. Nortski, what you got coming up, my friend?
Tomorrow, Bruised Banana, keeping that run going. So tomorrow at 8:30 on Shane's channel. So looking forward to that. And and then back round to the OGs on Monday. So
it goes round and round.
Obviously, I'm going to try and do a match reaction for the Sunderland game.
I've got a quick. I'm with Kenny Ken on the Extra Time show tomorrow tea time. Okay, so join us then. Me and Kenny Ken, and then I'm back with the Sunday sit back on Sunday. Matty, what you got, brother?
Back with Lee on Saturday for the Sunderland game.
Yeah.
And we'll be there Monday for the Real Talk podcast. I think
Real Talk podcast. That's the one. That's the one. I'll be at the Emirates on Saturday. Hopefully I'll get some sort of phone signal after the game for Matty and Lee. You might be able to hear me. And then I'll try and do a match reaction with Nortski if he has me again coming home. Guys, it's been amazing. Thank you very much, people. Stay safe. Come on, you Gunners. We're going to Wembley. Let's get the job done. Let's not fail, please. It'll be so jarring to do 24-hour streams. I don't want to do that. Let's not go through that pain. Let's not go through that pain. Let's not open up the can of worms again. Still a long way to go. And I appreciate every single one of you in your chat. Make sure you sub to the channel. Smash the likes. We'll be the huddle. Take it easy, people. Take it easy.
Bye.